Man, every time I'm about to go live, I do like this mental prep. It's freaking nerve wracking for just talking to yourself early in the morning and shit. Talk to me. All right. What's up, Carl? Got if anyone is interested in the Atari, yeah, post that shit up. Hell yeah. Bored. Usually when I'm bored, I'm like, fuck it. I like to do these type of crap because I don't know, helps me trying to find my words to have a better public speaking. Sound hard to hear? Can you hear me now? Mood should be good. Anybody give me some feedback from Carl? If you can hear me or not? Or all you lurkers, help me out. Still low? Let's try this. Can you hear me now better? How about now? Maybe I should just speak up louder. Does that work better? I can always restart this fucking stream and reset this shit. All right. I just had to speak louder. I probably was just muttering. Man, what a fucking week. And what a year for this crap. A lot of stuff has happened. We got what the At Games pinball, who to me is still fucking doing their bullshit, shady crowdsourcing. Hey guys, get this freaking Adams Family. This is the only time you're ever gonna see this product at this price. You'll never know when you're gonna see another one again. And then every other fucking week, a new pinball is coming out. I don't know if y'all remember, but I got, I got receipts for anyone who upgraded to the upgrade boards for the ALU 4K. You were refunded your product money back. They gave you a promissory email stating that you would receive it, the new, you'll be first in line and you will receive your new At Games 4K pinball before December 31st. Then you had the fiasco of Arlene basically calling them out, saying that they will not, Canada will not be getting the shipments, which is a North American shipment, on time, and she gave us projections. And then people said, no, well, that's not going to affect North America. She stated it will affect North America to include the United States of America. Obviously, she had to edit her post, even though she's head in charge. And then now they keep pushing the dates back because, we have people who are friends of these influencers and sales that talk to people. So I already knew the heads up about the projected dates that they're going to send out. So they pushed it out all the way up to February or end of Jan, Feb, and March, and it just keeps extending. Problem is, if you had they promised, because I got an email and I even did a video on it, that if they change the dates, which they did, they will offer you a refund. So I emailed them and called them out about it. saying I'm no longer satisfied with the date and the product. I would rather either I get refunded or be able to change my SKU for a different product. They told me no, that they're going to try to keep my money. So fuck you, PK, and fuck you, At Games. I showed my bank the receipts, and they sided with me and gave me my charge back because you guys are scum who don't who has a poor ass business model. It's standard. If you put out a promissory on expected dates and you change it, as a consumer, it's just good customer practice to refund it, and then everybody can just walk away. But you don't get to keep somebody's money and then not deliver the product. That's not how the fucking world works. Do I still sound muddled, Canada still? Because I'll just restart the whole thing. What I'll do. Oh, I know why. See, the shit's still on. Hold up. There we go. Better? Son of a bitch. These things were on. All right, let's fix this mic. There we go. Sorry about that. Man. All right. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, so a lot's happening. We got new players in the field. We got Unico. They get releasing their Candy Cab. And then also you have Bash Gaming, who I ended up being affiliated with. And they're releasing their Bash Box. Yeah, go ahead and link it, Carl. Anything you want to link it up if you think it's going to be beneficial. What's interesting, I'm noticing about this Candy Cab is that the demographics for this community is pretty much, 40-year-old plus American males who I would assume on good faith, at least 80+% have never traveled outside the country. And if they have, probably not to an Asian country. So a lot of those candy caps are not nostalgic to a lot of people. So I could see the turnoff. I happen to be able to live and have the fortunate privilege to live overseas. And it's been those candy cabs just bring back so much memories. It's just hard to explain the scenery, the ambiance of the presentation of these candy cabs and the aesthetics and the architects of the buildings, and then have those candy cabs in these smaller venues, arcade venues. So it brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. Fortunately for me, I went ahead and invested into the Polycade, so I won't be going outright and getting the candy cap right off the bat. But if it's still on sale by summertime, I'm gonna definitely be getting it. But I do know what I am going to get immediately and pre-order. I'm going to get the stand, the base. I know it sounds silly, but for me, I have a slot machine. What do they call it? Pachislo, whatever. And not a pachinko, but the actual normal slot machine. And it was it's a Cowboy Bebop theme one. So I'm gonna put that on top of the candy cab. So I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Then I'm gonna go for the the candy cap bar top. The chairs, I know people looking at them chairs, probably like, man, them dinky little chairs, and why so much? But once again, if you have nostalgia for these candy cabs, it's because they're identical replicas of the Sega arcade stools that are in those arcades. When I looked them up, they were going for like about $250 each. So I think you get two of them for like $230. I'm sure it's made of similar or same aluminum. So yeah, it's fair price, I guess. But you don't have to get the damn chairs. And then I know Carl, he was commenting in Michael B's stream about not really liking it too much because he's worried about the height difference. I would say to that, Carl, is that before you judge, get the facts. You know, have you seen anybody who's tall sit down at one? Have you asked around? You know, how tall is 19K or Haywood or Moat that owns these things that, you know, I think like these items. Those are tall dudes. I think they sit down just fine. When I was overseas and seeing the people, there are people taller than me. I'm 5'9". So I would say, you know, they were like 5'11", 6 foot. And I didn't see an issue at all sitting down. JLS Gaming, shout out to JLS. He's been very supportive of myself, Dom, and Prince. He's been a great mentor. Everything. Oh, what's up? And speaking of the man, what is up? How you doing?
What up? What up? Oh, yeah. My bad. The little bit of a delay and
no,
everything like that. Yeah, what I was hearing you. My bad. I was hearing you and what you were saying.
Yeah.
As far as like in Asia, right? You telling no lies, which is crazy because you think Street Fighter has Sagat and Sagat's so tall,
right?
So they got like that real extreme, but everything out there, you know. And I'm especially in my younger days, right? Before your spine starts contracting, you know, I'm 5'11", and I went to Bangkok. Pause. Right, I went to Bangkok, Thailand, and they had a robe. I went to I think it was the Shangri-La Hotel. They had a robe there for me. They had slippers, and man, I'm only a size 11 foot, and my foot was hanging off the slipper. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's hanging off the robe. You know, I'm not a big cock diesel or even a big, super big chunky dude, but the robe fit like, what was it, Tommy Boy, and rest in peace, the comedian over there. That was so it's much smaller, and even if you look at it, right, the Street Fighter 6, they have that place where you go around the arcade, and in Asia, a lot of the arcades, they kept up with arcades. Unlike the US, a lot of the arcades were sit down, were more modern, right? With the candy cab, Astro Cities, Vulexes, Chulexes, which are the bootleg Vulexes, right? The Chinese knockoffs, right? So I get it, but that furniture that's expensive though, man. $249.99 for some stools. That's the only thing I'm not getting.
I can't contest. Like, I'm like, damn, you know. But here's the deal. It's a real niche market, and I'm only playing devil's advocate because I agree with you. Like, you'd be a fool probably to buy for it for $250. But here's where it comes to play. If you ever wanted a candy cab in your life, this is it. Where else do you get it?
Oh, of course.
You got to get a Vulex. Those are even more. But this is like the closest replica that I've seen, especially to something that's already popular, the old school Neo Geos. And then when you look up the stool, it's the actual Sega arcade stools design.
Yeah.
And I don't see, unless you buy those exact stools, I don't see those exact stools being sold anywhere else. So I think he's kind of has the market right now that if you were in the market, even though it's niche, to buy those exact stools, his would be the best option.
Yo, Mensa, check this out too.
Yeah.
Watch.
Oh, you got it?
No, you see
how
that?
Does this even happen? Because I've seen other people do it too.
If you're using a Mac, right?
Oh, yeah. So this is because it's a Mac.
It's
or
the
Apple?
Mac thing. My wife, the beautiful Liliana, she figured it out. I was doing my show the other day, and I'm like, what the heck just happened, right? You could do thumbs down. Yeah, you see all
You
that?
can even do the double. Here we go.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome right there. Raining on
I
somebody's
think it does
parade.
the 2 doubles too.
That's like Dave Chappelle. I give them titties 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down, bitch.
So I'm having too much fun with that. My bad, but you're spot on, man. So continue, man.
Hey, so check this. I saw Damien make a post here. Where is he at? Now, when you go, what the? Yeah,
Too much fun with that craziness, bro.
What's like the one do?
I don't know, some glam shit.
I don't know about you, but I don't ever recall these things being in different colors.
The Vulex is right because I want a blue one, but I've never seen. I don't think.
But have you seen a Vulex in an arcade in like Japan or Korea?
No, a color. Well, Vulex is but not Astro Cities or Astro Cities or whatever like that in different colors. Because usually they change the marquees out, right?
Yeah, because the Astro City is modeled after a specific brand, and
but still, that's
I've always
cool.
remembered them to be like an off-white color.
Yeah, but that'd be cool, right? I mean,
more options. He's right, but what I'm saying is the actual nostalgic piece of it being marketed in the arcade. I've just never seen a different color.
Because customizing it, that would be cool too. Because you got people do the vinyls, right? Even on cars, right? You know, nowadays, and my wife kind of regrets it on her car. She probably would have went with just getting the plain white and then getting some vinyl added, which the vinyl would last 5 to 7 years.
But see, this is a steel or aluminum or something like that. Couldn't you just get magnetic vinyls for this?
Yeah, I think so.
So. Damien, I would just get the normal one and then have one of those arcade sticker guys.
And aftermarket, bro, the aftermarket, you know how it is with these guys, right? There's Arcade Mod Up. You know what I'm trying to say? There's so many now that do aftermarket stuff. The people that want to do the marquees and the toppers for the AT Games Legends. Customization, man. That's what everybody wants to do is modify and customize their thing to make it their own, you know?
Well, that's a good point, Carlo, because actually a lot of the places over there, you know, allowed smoking and whatnot. I mean, a cup holder or a cigarette holder would be perfect for this thing.
They probably don't. They have those. Haven't people been making like the cigarette holders?
I think so.
Beer holders for like arcade
because for the Polycade, they got a module that they're gonna have cup holders for it.
Oh wow. That's
so why not?
Listen, like my wife sells high-end real estate around Orlando, right? That's why that's her thing. And the thing with the Orlando area is that it's a big, you know, IAAPA and stuff like that. It's out here. There's a lot of amusement. So there's a big scene when it comes to home arcades, home theaters and stuff like that. And some of these guys, the custom stuff that they have in some of the houses that she shows and she's done open houses for and she's sold, it's insane, man. You talk about people putting in theater seating, people putting in projectors, people like, you know, people having all sorts of these limited edition high-end pinball machines or arcade machines. It's crazy to see. And how I think I was sharing with you the other day, there's local forums around here that put everything to shame in terms of if you want a certain cabinet or you're look like an authentic cabinet, but the ideas that these people have and the game rooms that they have, just put all these game rooms that you see on YouTube, they really put them to shame. And it's just that these guys, they got a lot of disposable income, man. They've grown up. They're like us when we were young. They've grown up and hit the lotto or whatever they do, right? You know what I'm trying to say? They're really good at pimping or selling drugs or whatever like that. And they just got a lot of disposable income and really hook things up. I'm talking about, I saw one guy's home theater. It's all done up like Star Wars, like life-size replicas of like stormtroopers, Darth Vader. It's insane. This stuff is insane. So you name it, they have it. And at IAAPA, I was supposed to go this year at IAAPA, and I shared with you guys the pictures. They had some racing sims. So people are over here talking about, oh, Fast and Furious, A1 Up, da-da-da-da-da. Dude, they had some racing sims there at IAAPA that are in the $30,000 range.
Good God.
And there's a market. Like, people are buying them, and these are the ones that you go in there, It's got the seat, the freaking yoke wheel for real, the screens all around you, right?
I got that force feedback for like the PlayStation one. It is fun.
$30,000 racing sim. I'm like, what? And they're out there showing it off, exhibitors, right? That event is an exhibition event for people. Maybe a Dave and Buster's wants to buy it or something, or do the licensing, or these extreme home arcade game room people that will buy it and put it in their game room to just sit there and, think they're F1 racing all day. Crazy.
Phil says he was a Cydia designer. The custom home. So for those who don't know, this is Will LaSalle.
Cydia was those programmable, Canada Phil. Cydia was those programmable, like multifunction remotes or whatever like that, right?
Yeah.
That you could connect everything, right? I think, yeah, because I used to be more hands-on with those teams in my day job. I'm a CIO CISO, so usually somebody like that reports to somebody that reports to somebody that reports to me. But I used to be more hands-on with a lot of AV in casinos and stuff like that. So my guys usually would tinker with all that stuff and show it off to me.
That's what's up. For people who don't know, this is Will from JLS Gaming and his lovely wife Lily. And then I was on their show.
Oh, you got that's the boxy one. Nice. The box.
And it is called the GG Retro Box. And you said your daughter was designer for this, right? As far as like this is her thing.
Yeah, she just turned 16. It's an entire platform, right? I don't want to shill it on your show, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was actually,
so I'll just give it a 5 second.
You came on,
yeah,
I was going to talk about this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was showing up. This is off the cuff.
No, I told you, man. I was like, I gotta catch up with stuff. I gotta come to the studio.
Yeah.
So usually when I do any shows, it's upstairs.
So this works out perfect.
Yeah. So I got to do a video. Not to bore everybody out there. I know everybody's wrapping things up for the holidays and trying to take their break. Their kids are going to be home for like 2.5, 3 weeks. I got to do a freaking, what the hell are those dating apps? You see, this is how you know I'm faithful. I don't know the damn name of the dating apps, but one of them, like whatever them dating apps, I got to do that. I got to create a 3-minute video. You know what I'm trying to say? So I got to make sure I'm looking, cute and everything like that, to be able to get a mentor for a startup that I have in the cybersecurity space. Yeah, so they want to mentor us. Listen, I know my limitations. I'm not good at sales and marketing. My wife said Tinder, so I don't know if to be scared or hope that she just Googled it and not find out that she has a Tinder profile out there trying to replace me, man. But anyway, so yeah, so I've been doing that. So I've been in the studio, so I'm like, I know all the time when you go off the cuff, I'm like, I stay in the audience, but I'm like, dude, I got some time to kill. My wife's got to go. I'm home. So I got some time to kill, but I appreciate I'm glad you got the box. The second boxes, that's box 1, the box style. The second boxes went out last week as well, right? You won one on our show. Someone else, little one, won another box. She got a box 2, which that has super awesomeness. And show him that cool character, man. That's my grandson, by the way. That's my grandson. Awesomeness. Because we all know how Nintendo likes to copyright strike anything. So his name is Awesomeness. It's spelled AWESOME. I'm not a spelling bee champion. NES. And if you look at him, he's an old school Nintendo Entertainment System chibi robot. He's our mascot. And every month, the boxes are going to have brand new art on there. The boxes themselves are collectible. You know what I'm trying to say, Mensa?
Yeah.
We're up to box 2. Box 3 happens in January.
I'll put my Akari sticks in this.
And
no, but
look.
I got another IRcade stick, and I'm going to be putting my Akari Warriors controllers in my IRcade. New IRK panel that I just got yesterday from Jeff Beachy. He's selling the storage unit. Yeah, and then I'm gonna so when Glenn's Viper comes through, I'm basically got a Akari Warrior theme IRK Viper board. So
because the stuff is quality, man. I know you got yours.
Yeah,
the stuff is
I like
quality.
it.
And I know I said it beats crocheting and stuff like that. I know the box. Listen, I know there's been stuff out there. The box is sturdy. It can handle these beasts that play, but still.
So for people who don't know, Glenn's been getting a lot of shit because of the box. See, but see, people aren't thinking outside the box. He's a STEM guy, okay? And because of that, the controllers, you're just going to receive the joystick and the buttons, you know? So he's like, you know what? I got an idea, and it was a genius idea. Why not repurpose the box? You know, so it's recyclable.
It is, yeah.
So it's up to you if you want to use it. I think for me, which I told him, I said, because that was brilliant. It's a STEM move. I love STEM. I advocate for it. I got my own. It's when people went around and they were shilling so hard. They were like, hey, it's just as good as wood. And I'm like, no, stop.
No.
Like, I love the product, but don't be stupid. Don't take us for fools. You know, but here, real quick. So I won Contra 3, probably one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. I got Super Chase HQ.
You went on mute.
I got hooked up with the manuals.
Yeah, the Manny's crispy mayonnaise, man.
And then going in and out. Hold on.
Yeah, it was showing some video, man.
Right. Got this Profish. Got my CD. Then I got all.
I think Mike of all trades was asking how much is the box. I think both are around the same price, but a GG Retro box is $64.99 a month shipped, right? That includes the shipping. But if you use code, and if my wife is still in here, I know she's leaving, she can put the code in there. I think it's GG Welcome 15. You get 15% off your first box. And then the way the GG Retro box works is with the platform. Sir. So you can track your collection. So you don't even have to subscribe to the box. You can join up, sign up for GG Retro box, track your collection. We're making updates. Now that my daughter will be home for like 19 days, she's going to do a lot of updates to the platform. What we're aiming to do is the platform itself can track your collection in real time. So just like you could track your stock in real time, you'll see your collection. I don't have any games up here, man. If I was downstairs, I'd show you my collection and stuff like that. And it could track your collection in real time. I just actually got a great deal. So for all you guys out there, I'm not shilling in them, but for all you guys out there, I got a great deal on Mercari.
Well, please do.
You know,
this is good stuff.
I'm trying to collect all the Castlevanias. I'm only 2 away from the full collection of all the Castlevanias, right? So you name it. And the 2 I'm missing is Castlevania Legends for the Game Boy. And I collect complete in box. I don't collect loose for my personal collection, right? And Dracula X for the SNES. So those are the 2 I'm missing. They're both like probably $750 to $900 in price charting. But I got a great deal on Mercari. And that's the stuff. You can track your collection as you get games on your own, right? Or if you get games in the subscription service, you'll track your collection in real time. You can even put how much you paid for it, like stocks, right? And you can see over time how it adjusts.
So this is very transparent. You know, you're not getting ripped off, and you're not just getting whatever. And then, as Mike says, you're not getting duplicates.
Yes, you don't exactly, Mike. I'm sorry, I missed that. You don't get any duplicates. Oh, my beautiful wife was home and brought me. So like I just copied.
Say hi and you put it right there.
Hey, how are you?
I covered her face. So I ended up copying Castlevania Symphony of the Night, right? Black label. I posted the picture on it. I got a great deal on this. I think I paid on Drip. Shout out to Chitty during his Halloween show. I paid like $95, right? But it's worth probably like $125, $135 or something like that. So in the platform, and you can use your phone, you can use your desktop, you can type it in, you can scan it, you can use the OCR from the phone, you know, recognizing the barcode, and track your collection, import your collection. We're working on some stuff to import, export. And again, I don't want to be shilling on your show, but we're working. You got me excited. That's the only reason I'm talking about it.
It's off the cuff.
And this is box 2, guys. So this is Awesome NES's bigger brother, right? Super Awesome NES.
And guys, this is his daughter's project. Like, what you're doing for your family and teaching them, I mean, this is good stuff, man. People don't, a lot of people don't do this or, show equity or, you're building an empire. I love it, man. I love
It's
every moment.
STEM, like you were saying. That's why
Yeah.
we love the project. A lot of Glenn's stuff, the little mini arcade.
Mhm.
Usually what I used to do, but now that my kids are getting older, man, they want to spend time with. They're both teenagers now. My two older ones with my wife, right, 16 and 14. So when they were younger, though, every time Christmas break, I do a STEM project with them, right? 1 year it was hacking a Wii, using and I think you were hacking a Wii recently, right, with your kids, right? Or you're about to start. So we were using that software, whatever it was called, the bomb exploit, and we're working on it together with the SD card and then whatever the CIOS is, and we're doing these projects together. I'm trying to say, to sit there and hack a Wii and all that stuff. And then once we're done, they go in there and they can play it, playing the Mario Galaxies and all that stuff. Another year we did a RetroPie. Shout out to Woofanos, our very first content period with JLS Gaming was a RetroPie Raspberry Pi tutorial with a Woofanos image. And he was kind enough, right? We probably had like 10 subscribers. He was kind enough to we shouted him out, we gave him props, and he went in there and commented on it. And so we're real cool with Woofanos now, man. Every time we see him on Glenn's stream or somebody else's stream, it's all love between us. But that's what I like to do with up and coming creators, right? Is give them, an audience, give them props and stuff like that. Because I remember when we were up and coming.
Yes.
And I keep receipts, man, just like you, man. Yeah. So I keep receipts, right? A lot of up and coming, we're up and coming and we're reaching out to people that didn't show us love, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll mention the people that did show love, that are big channels that I'm like, wow, right? Mad Little Pixel, awesome. You know what I'm trying to say? Angry Video Game Nerd, awesome person. He was so awesome to my wife and my kids and everything like that at events. You know what I'm trying to say? Those are some of the bigger channels that really, a lot of the ones remain nameless, right? Radical Reggie is awesome as well, right? A lot of them will remain nameless, but there's people that I reached out to that we've since passed up in subs that are like, oh, or they want an appearance fee, you know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, dude, I could go on your Patreon, and I've done this, guys. I've done this, and people are hypocritical with their Patreons, man, where, oh, for $50 a month, I'll give you a shout out on every video. I'll do this, you know what I'm saying? For $100 a month, I'll give you a reach around. And they don't do it. And I've paid on people, big channels. I've paid the top tier Patreons, and I get effed over, right? And then after like 1 or 2 months, I'm like, all right, well, you ain't shouting us out. You ain't putting us in the credits. You ain't doing this exclusive VIP chats with just you. I'm like, so I'll cancel it. You know what I'm trying to say? But, that's just messed up, man. I got a lot every month in Patreons. I got a lot. And what they say, Mensa, is, and it's the strategy with, like, let's say our startup as well, subscription services. It's something that people usually subscribe, right? Think about Planet Fitness and their business model. Their business model was to make it as cheap as possible, because their aim is to get people to sub, and they know that people might show up January and then give up, but then turn around and feel guilty of canceling their subscription, even though they know they're never going back to the gym.
Right. That's crazy. That's
yeah.
It's weird because people, the outside, like people like me, I don't think about stuff like that. But it's interesting that they can play off of the mentality of people, and it works. But I guess
all
that's
that psycho stuff. Yeah,
right.
They it's
well,
like
I learned that movie theaters, they don't make income by showing movies. Don't get me wrong, you got to draw in the crowd, but the real income is from their food vendors, the popcorn, all that. You go and you buy like what, a $5 ticket, $10 ticket for a movie, then you're paying $40 for the food. That's the flip. And then I read that it's the popcorn. Soon that aroma, as soon as it hits people, boom, that's where it draws them in. So as soon as new popcorn's gonna be popped, as soon as a new movie's about to start, because it draws them in.
And that's the crazy part about it, right, Mensa? That I don't know the proper term. If somebody out there knows the proper term, but that's part of that marketing stuff where they know people's psyche, the mentalities, what they do. Where you were
I know for
describing,
the military we call it psyops,
hmm,
and
that's probably a
well, it
good term
works,
for it.
or at least they're acknowledging it works because you're not allowed to perform those type of stuff on American soil. And I remember back in the day, somebody got in trouble because they were pitching to McCain, and they realized that it was the psyops, and they were trying to pitch to the Congress, and it was the military side, so they got in trouble for that. But or I did stuff. Long story short, you would be disqualified if you were hypnotized. So for me, that's telling me that the United States government, the Department of Defense, is acknowledging that there's probably something up with hypnotism. Not saying that all the bull crap you see on TV is real, that you could be considered compromised and you would be actually disqualified from the program if you acknowledge you were hypnotized before. So it's interesting.
Mo said, yeah, that it elicits memories of nostalgia and good memories, the popcorn thing. So it's like with Liliana,
Yes.
right? They say she sells houses, right? So baking cookies, right? But
Yes.
now they got the damn, like, they got spray for everything, right? They got fart spray. Now they got like cookie spray, so you can just spray
Wow.
it where it smells like cookies. You know what I'm trying to say? Don't get it confused with your fart spray, though.
Right.
You won't be able to sell houses if the house smells like that. But it's crazy that Moat said that, because that is true. There's certain smells that you might smell it and you're like, it takes you back to like a period in time. Like for me, fresh baked Puerto Rican bread, like, dude, I can't find it anywhere except when like I'm in Puerto Rico in a panaderia or something like that. But it's like that smell would immediately like just trigger happy thoughts and stuff.
In Williamsburg, they do a lot of their reenactments because they will they either the colonial side has a lot of either replicates or the original stuff still up, and so the actors will be in like the homes that you go to, and they're cooking like legit meals from the time period only by the means of the time. And man, that food, but it's crazy because you feel like you're being time warped, back to that era. And I'm like, man, I wish I could eat some of this food, but because it's actual legit cooking on like the old stuff, is not edible, even though they're cooking a mean ass meal.
That's crazy, right? When you think about that, right? Like, because
I mean, it was a whole chicken, and they had the carrots and cooking it in that cast iron, and I'm just like,
oh, you think about like like somebody roasting a pig in a pit in the backyard, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Like stuff like that. Like that stuff is good, bro. Like, and that's just old school. I don't know if this is a wives' tale or whatever like that, but barbecue.
Okay.
Like I thought that they were saying it because, like, my wife's Portuguese, and from like barbecue, they say from the barb to the Q, which is like that means from like the beard to their ass, because Q means like goo, which means their butt, their butt. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird stuff like that. But you think about a lot of that stuff, and I'm Puerto Rican descent, and a lot of the Indians and what they named and how they cook things, and a lot of these foods is still how you cook it today. But now you got to use these $99 Teflon or whatever the freak they are, non-stick and everything like that. But how they cook the stuff back in the day, or sometimes YouTube takes me on this rabbit hole, man. And there's this guy that shows how he survives. Go ahead.
It's Haitian, apparently, and this is why the pork that for your wife, for the Portuguese side, and I know it's not the same, but they're close by each other. It's referring to the framework of sticks used to cover the meat over the fire. But the Spanish explorers, because what's next to Haitian, right? Haitian encountered this method, also referred to the results of cooking the meat as a barbecue. So it's BARBACOA. And that's the original.
And
So it got
that's just interesting stuff,
so
man.
the Spaniards, what do you call it? Damn, I don't know. Like basically acknowledge the
dialect?
word. Yeah. And it's been used since, but it's originally Haitian.
And those guys, the stuff they used to do to cook food, it's amazing. And again, it was edible. Now we don't know, right? Because the average lifespan way back then was you were elderly if you were in your 40s, man. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were elderly back then in your 40s, man, like the life expectancy wasn't. Maybe a lot of it had to do with eating those foods the way they're cooked, But that's just amazing to me. I saw something the other day too, the rabbit hole that YouTube, because I just leave content playing in the background. I didn't know that igloos, right? And somebody putting a fire in an igloo can keep it where within the igloo it's at a constant 60 degrees, even though it's negative 40 outside.
Yeah, science is crazy.
I was like, how did they figure this stuff out, right? But I'm like, dude, that's really freaking cool to think about, Like, wow.
And it gets to, it's interesting now that a lot of these what we call delicacies are normalized, but then it was because people who were hard up on times had to do something to keep the meals from spoiling, or they couldn't afford the meals that they had, from making something out of jerky or your fish paste stuff. That started, basically because people were poor and all they could get is the bad rotted, fish. But now, fish paste goes in almost everything Filipino, and without it, the food don't taste right. It's interesting. Or lobster.
Lobster was prison people food.
Yeah.
I love me some lobster, man.
It was plantation food.
I think it's great, man. I tear me up a lobster roll from
but now look, something that went from plantation food that you would only give to poor folks is now almost like off the market for people if you don't go and farm it yourself or fish it yourself. It's interesting how that flips.
It's so expensive unless you catch it on a deal, you know what I'm saying? And my wife makes she cooks great or whatever like that, but being busy and everything like that, we gotta eat out a lot. So I like Cousins Maine Lobster. You got one anywhere around you?
Never heard of it actually, so I'm gonna say no.
No, so I first had them in Atlanta when I used to go to Atlanta at least 2-3 times a year for some conferences. So right by the Lenox Mall, they actually have one attached to the Lenox. Is it Lenox Mall? Anybody out there in Atlanta, my apologies, but it's by the Buckhead, and I think it's called Lenox Mall. And anyway, they got a Cousins there, and I had it because I seen them on Shark Tank, right? And I had it, and I was like, oh my gosh, but it's expensive as hell. It's like, dude, I think it's like $20-something, $26, $27 for a lobster roll. Like that's it. Like you want a soda with that, another $3. So and it's like, what is it? It's like, and then they have food trucks. So it's food truck food too, right? So they'll have food trucks and they have the locations on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook where they're at. So sometimes I'll go and it's like, bro, you go there and I pick up a lobster roll. My wife might get the lobster brisk or whatever like that. Yo, it's $100 and something to get food from a food truck, man.
That's crazy.
For lobster.
Now these food trucks are starting to become elite. Like, like Gordon Ramsay level stuff where like, they got lines. And if you don't get there on time, forget it.
Versus, I grew up in the hood. You get some Chinese food. I used to get my go-to, you know what I'm saying? And anybody out there right now that knows, my go-to was 4 chicken wings and rice, man. 4, right? Because I grew up in the hood. So we said 4 chicken wings and rice.
Yeah.
And but you get that for like $3, $4. And again, I'm not trying to date myself with the age. You probably still go into the hood and get 4 chicken wings and rice at a Chinese restaurant for $5, $6.
Well,
$27 for a lobster roll.
There was one that closed down in Portsmouth area, and it was sad because they were the last of their kind. And what I mean by this, I'm gonna get to it, is that there's no other person that knows the recipe. And so the original York place that formulated the yacht from like its history and carried on through all the family, closed several years ago. And people don't know, yak is basically like your noodles and your meat, but it's people from Louisiana will argue over it, but you know, VA created it first, so haha. But yeah, it's an Asian meal. But what they did was, you go to a lot of these Asian restaurants, that are in these, you know, next to the food market and whatnot, and you're eating the American style Asian food. You know, you go to Japan, you go to Korea, you're gonna taste your favorite, you know, food, and it's not gonna taste nothing like it does, because the community at the time, the African American community and the Asian community, they would, you know, they're selling to the blacks. So yeah, a lot of sweet tooth. So they'll put some sugar or whatnot. So a lot of the food is sweeter. Now, you know, they may add ketchup. Shit, you're not gonna have. You know, in China, you ain't gonna take some Heinz ketchup and, you know, so yak is formatted for our palate. And yeah, so it was sad that place got closed.
I see Mo posted that, and bro, that's what we try to be about, right? Because again, like when I first started JLS Gaming, it was a family thing. We started it right at the beginning of the pandemic when everybody's quarantined and stuff, and we wanted to do it as a family thing. And you know, the kids, that's why there's some content out there that the wife did, Liliana, right, who's a gamer and everything like that, but there's content that our kids did, and you figure they were 2.5, 3 years younger than they are now. So some Animal Crossing content, some Minecraft stuff and everything. But yeah, it was, I reached out to people on some humble, you know, because I come up, even in my professional career, right, each one teach one, you know what I'm trying to say? And a lot of those concepts around not just each one teach one, but a lot of those concepts of send the elevator back down, Mensa. You know what I'm saying? Like when you reach. So I do a lot of mentorships, and I have mentors, right? But like I told you, I got to fill out this thing, and I got to get a mentor to help me with sales and marketing to get stronger, right? That's my weak point in terms of my startup and my business. So I'd like to make that a strength. So somebody where that's their strength, they're going to sit there and sit with me and help me over the next 6 months to make it from a weakness and turn it into a strength. A long time ago, you know, from a public speaking, and I know we spoke about this, I knew it was a weakness of mine because I grew up in the streets and everything like that, and my ebonics was very heavy, and I knew I wanted to end up being into corporate America and being a public speaker. So my wife helped me with a lot of stuff back then, but I participated in Toastmasters, right, and really learned how to slow down my speech, right, because I'm a fast talker from New York, New Jersey. Sometimes I dip back into it, and but when I reach out to certain people, it's like, dude, I'm not trying to be your competition, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you got 50,000 subs, you got 150,000 subs. I'm trying to, inspire me. I even offered one guy, again, remain nameless, because he's like, oh no, I don't do that stuff, because he thought it would help, it would make him be considered like a shill, right? So and I was like, dude, I'm not saying I'm going to pay you to promote my channel and shill my channel. I'm saying I'm going to pay you to coach me and teach me how. So it accelerates.
You compensated him for the mentorship.
Exactly.
It's not hard. I'm like, okay.
I'm like, dude, what are you? But I think
People
that
do it all the
mentality.
time.
Yeah, that mentality. I got my mentor, Frank Wander, who was at the time CIO of Guardian Life Insurance, a Fortune 10 company, right? Mm-hmm. And I provided value to him. I met him. I bought him a drink and everything like that years ago. You know, bought him a couple drinks, right? Sat there, chopped it up with him for about an hour. At the end, I asked him to be my mentor, and I offered to pay him for this time, because time is money, guys.
Yes.
Right. And a lot of people don't realize that. And sometimes I sit there and I might come up to somebody and jokingly say, I'm your mentor now, right? Like Captain Phillips, I'm the captain now. I'm your mentor now. But it's because I see something in people and I want to help people. And I see something where I feel like, dude, with the right kind of guidance and everything like that, this guy's a superstar, right? And the ability for me, right? I'm a leader. I'm a CIO, CTO, CISO in my companies and serial entrepreneur. The ability for me to identify people smarter than me, to have them tell me what to do, is what makes me successful. And a lot of people don't understand that. So now I sound like a Tony Robbins on your show. It's off the cuff for real. But it's like that's so when I'm reaching out to people, like, dude. And then here's the irony too, Mensa. Is some of these guys and a lot of people in home arcade, and it's not just home arcade space. I talk to a lot of content creators in home arcade, retro, you know, I'm trying to say entertainment space, you know, news, a lot of people that some you guys may know, some guys you may not know, in total different genres under the video game subset. A lot of them work in IT. And it's like, I'm your favorite CIO's favorite CIO, right? Like I'm globally recognized as a top social CIO in the world. I'm top 100. Like, you know, I'm very good friends with a lot of senior executives in IT and cybersecurity. And it's just like, so they'll tell me, oh yeah, I'm help desk for this company over here, but I got a successful YouTube channel with like 25,000 subs. And I'm like, dude, I can help you in your day job. You can help me and my wife and kids and what we're trying to build. And so we can accelerate our learning around YouTubing and platform and all that good stuff. And they don't see that. They don't see the forest for the trees, right? They think and I'm like, okay, you know, and that's where my mentality is, dude, you know, help people. Don't do this gatekeeping stuff. There's people out there. Don't put yourself on a pedestal, man. Like I said, I know people with millions of subs that are off YouTube, right? That they sit there and go, YouTube, I'm off that. You know what I'm trying to say? I've moved on to bigger and better things. You know what I'm trying to say? I know people like with play buttons galore and everything like that. I know people with play buttons that are on my payroll in one of my companies. You know what I'm trying to say? That their full-time job is working for me in one of my companies, right? And again, totally separate from YouTube, because at the end of the day, man, if we all help each other, and I forget the quote, right? You might know it better than me, Mensa, because I think it's more like a maritime Marines type quote, but it raises all the ships, right? So if we help each other, you know what I'm saying, that raises everything. If we create, because what a lot of people don't understand is video games as an industry, especially during the pandemic, this was eye-opening. The biggest acquisition that Microsoft ever did, Microsoft, a company that's been around a lot longer than a lot of us, even in this chat right now, right? 40 something, almost 50 years, right? The biggest, a rising tide raises all ships. Yeah, Mo hit it on the dot, right? Yeah. All right, on the whatever, on the dot. I said dot, so I used another one. But you see that stuff, right? Yeah, we got to give that to the heavy metal, you know, Ozzy Osbourne love stuff to Mo. But that kind of stuff, what it ends up doing is we help each other. The industry is growing. During the pandemic, video games was made more money than sports and entertainment combined. Entertainment, which includes movies and music, and sports, which includes soccer
like
all
Twitch
over
is
the
like
world.
The number one, right? Like it beats out cable and shit now, right?
Dude, it's crazy, right? The biggest acquisition ever was the acquisition by Microsoft, right? The video game industry is projected to grow. Everybody was complaining about this antitrust.
It's beating porn.
Everybody was complaining about antitrust. So video games. So when I tell people, I'm like, listen, in my second career, I want to do 3 things in my second career, right? Because the death of Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, affected me significantly. The 3 things I want to do is music, cannabis, and video games, right? My passions when I was a kid. My passions, okay? I don't puff and anything like that right now or anything like that. You know, there's nothing against it, right? It's legal in so many states and countries, right? I've worked CIO. I was CIO of everyonedoesit.com. If you guys visit them, and they do bongs, grinders, e-cigs, all that stuff in support of cannabis industry. And they got acquired by a Canadian organization. But people don't understand. They think games are games. They think video games is games, and they don't understand how big of a business it is, how big of a pie. That pie is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Microsoft's strategy and their acquisition of Activision is a very telltale sign. Look back at it in 2035.
Yeah,
guys.
TV shows, movies, toys that you could do off of these video games, which they're doing.
Which they're doing now, which properties, which that's why Nintendo will be the next Disney.
Good.
Nintendo will be the next Disney. Yeah. because they've worked on their IP, and you know Disney really exists completely off of innovative uses of IP, right?
I heard Sony is doing a live action of Zelda. I think that's like one of those like confirmed rumors.
Yeah, don't get me started on that though, man. Because
Yeah.
that's the crazy. What are people's thoughts in the chat on the live action Zelda? Because my thing about it is twofold. How are you going to fit in an hour and a half to 2.5 hour movie any Zelda game at all? Explain that to me. Explain how you fit it in an hour and a half, 2.5 hours.
I think they will have to go off to the original Zelda theme,
which he was 8 years old. So you got to get an 8-year-old. You know, my 9-year-old can't walk around with a shield and a damn sword and a boomerang. So I think they should have kept.
I think they're going to make him like a teen adult
Link. So like, what story? And again, I'm a huge. So I told you, Zelda and Castlevania are my two joints, right? I have every Zelda. I have every Zelda CIB. Period. But y'all and Mike. Yes. What the heck? You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't it be funny if that's the running theme?
That would be tough to even write. That would take forever to write. Like,
there's been a couple movies that I'm only doing the bullcrap devil's advocate. There's been a couple movies where my favorite, the guy didn't even speak. Soldier. You ever remember that one? It was like
that has to be.
And he spoke like maybe 4 times throughout that movie.
That would be Oscar winning. Like if a 16-year-old can just convey an entire movie that's the main character with just facial gestures, hand gestures.
Have you ever played that game ICO? ICO?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was real emotional, and all the guy was doing was like, hey.
That's a lot like Zelda too, right? But I just don't get it.
It's gonna be cross CGI for sure.
And then people talking about, oh, you could get Timothy Chalamet, or you could get MGK. It's like, dude, what the freak? Like,
you know what I'm scared of? Who they're gonna pull? That Tom Hardy guy, the freaking Spider-Man kid.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, please.
Oh, he's getting too. By the time they come out with the next trilogy of Spider-Man, he's getting too old because that's supposed to be the college years.
Yeah.
And you know, he's already talking about, because he's like whatever, 26, 27.
I think they're going to pass the torch to. I think they're going to pull a Miles. Here's my theory: the Spider-Verse movie, third one, final one, and with that, they're going to do a crazy ass crossover like they did for Teen Titans Go bit, where at the end he goes from the cartoon world, and they're going to pull a Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man bit like they did in the comics. He's going to go to the alternate universe. That alternate universe is going to be our reality, live action. And they're going to cross him over from cartoon to live action, where he went from the Ultimate Spider-Verse to the now. Because in the Secret Wars, I believe Miles ends up joining that in the other versions. And then now he's considered canon. So I think they're going to do that. I think they're going to go from cartoon to live action, but they're going to feed over the cartoon variant into the live action. I seriously think they're going to pull it off.
You brought it up.
Because one thing
about it,
they kind of confirmed it though. Sorry if you ain't seen the movie. Spoilers, so turn it off now, because it's been a while. They kind of already acknowledged this, because this Miles exists in the MCU. We know this because the Prowler, what's the guy's name? The actor, freaking I forgot. Glover, the Childish Gambino guy.
Yep.
He played the Prowler, and he talked about his nephew, which is Miles. But then in the Spider-Verse movie, he was the Prowler, and he acknowledged the fact that there's Miles. So, you know, like,
guys,
it's confirmed.
Tag your MCU, because we about to get into MCU Spider Universe conversation. Tag your friends, join in. So if any of you guys, because Mensa, you're spot on, right? And and in the Spider-Verse, the cartoon ones, right, there is the crossover, like you said, with MCU. Then, spoiler, listen, it's been out for months too, the game.
Right.
In Spider-Man 2, you know what I'm trying to say? And it should only take you about 25 hours to 100% it. For real. You know what I'm saying? And that's even enjoying the game. But in the in the Spider-Man 2 game, there's a scene that ties Spider-Man 2 so that Insomniac universe, which, by the way, another thing we could talk about, Insomniac got hacked. You know what I'm trying to say? Did you see that? They got their whole. Let's talk about that. It might get you copyright stricken or people knocking on your door, Mensa. But we could talk about that in a minute.
Jamie Foxx acknowledged it too during the
with Electro.
The Electro, when he said, "Man," he's like, "He was you're a handsome man," and da 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 da. But he's like, "But I thought you were going to be black." That was a shout out to Miles.
And here's the thing. Remember, in the MCU and the variants and the multiverse, which it's infinite, right? Infinite. And in 3 days, I think, What If season 2 starts, right? Like, dude, hey Gallagher guy, hey Carlo. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, this stuff is insane because what you're describing, Mensa, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know, a variant is not just a variant because it's an alternate universe. A variant also is a time displaced person, right?
So they are who they are.
But they might be, this one's showing up in your time period right now, but it's a future self of you. Because that's
what's great about
was part of it too.
Even though people can consider it cheap, write out or whatever, but I love it because you got to understand that writers come and go. People come and die, they pass. You can't keep the same story over. So you have like 15 different comics out there, and it's all Spider-Man, but they're on different stories. So you got to follow along the right story path for that Spider-Man. But we all have this accepted canon base, aka Spider-Man is named Peter Parker. He was bit by a radioactive spider. He's got an uncle named Ben and an aunt named May. Like this is just canon stuff that doesn't normally get changed. Then your different Spider-Man comics, they change them for whatever, because stories, people move on, it progresses. But what this variants crap gets to do, which is great, is acknowledge all these other stories, and I think it's smart. And they acknowledged it ever since, back. I mean, hell, when you were watching the cartoons with the whole Spider-Verse crap, I mean, it went down with Madam Web,
And you have to do that stuff because I forgot what it's called, because again, they're not going to age in real time, right? It's like the Simpsons. The Simpsons is around when some of us weren't even born. You know what I'm trying to say? I remember it on Tracy Ullman, you know what I'm saying, the little skits, and them motherfuckers don't age. Again, I'm sorry, my language, I don't want to get demonetized.
No, I cuss all the time on here.
Yeah. So they don't even age. So with comic books, you think about it, because it's like, bro, man, I don't know if I could be 40. I'm 45, man. I don't know if I could be 45 fighting crime, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Pulling off some Batman shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could be doing that. So you gotta de-age them somehow.
Speaking of Batman, that aging story went well, I think, on Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Because did you ever see the follow-up, how that kid ended up being? Amanda Waller set this whole shit up. She got Bruce Wayne's DNA injected into some lady. Husband had sex, but it was Bruce's DNA that overrid the guy's DNA. So Bruce basically got birth to this lady's kid. So he raised a project, because when Batman passes, someone needed to take the helm. It was all orchestrated by the U.S. government.
Dude, that's crazy.
Deep shit, right? I'm like, yo, and that's why I'm actually a DC guy more than I am a Marvel guy, because I thought DC handled the story maturity better than Marvel. I get it, Marvel, Spider-Man, but for me, man, the writing of the DC comics is just like,
well,
I mean, look at their animation. It kills.
We might see in our lifetime DC for real end up, DC and Marvel end up merging. We might see that for real, because I like talking about things from a business perspective, right? All the time.
They do crossovers in the past. It worked out.
No, but I mean like fully like Disney buying DC, because remember, DC DC is owned by Warner now, right? And Warner's
Yeah.
owned by Discovery, and they've been doing crazy stuff like shelving that Batgirl movie. You know,
See,
they
that's
got
messed
this,
up because I it was pretty much 90% done. All they had to do was take it to production, and even Homeboy, the original Batman dude, was in it, and he gave it praise. I don't see the reason why they shelved it other than at
tax
the
write-off.
time.
They just did a
Well,
tax write-off. Like this is
I
business
well, I
stuff
say
that
why,
they don't.
but I know why.
Yeah, they don't
shelved
care.
it because the leadership changed, and the
Yeah.
leadership wasn't going because there was a lot of climate during that time, the presidents and stuff like that. So they're like, nah, we got to nix this because we know that people are going to just hate on it just to hate on it. So it's not going to make that money, you know.
Because Disney, even Disney themselves is the former CEO came back and took over, right? And
Yeah.
he's trying to the rumor is that his whole goal when he came back is to position Disney to be sold, right? And Disney's stock has been, which is crazy, it's been at an all-time low. It's had some prop-ups and everything like that. It's been at an all-time low. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you got to think about certain things, right? People want to buy low. You know, I'm trying to say you want to buy something when it's low and take advantage of it, right? So there's talks, and remember, one of the biggest before he died. Oh,
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know. One of the biggest things that when the biggest single stockholder, but when he passed away was Steve Jobs, who's the founder of Apple, Pixar, and everything like that. So one of the biggest stockholders still is his widow, right? Lorraine Powell Jobs, I believe her name is. And long story short, what they're saying is positioning Apple, which remember, Apple's got enough cash on hand to buy a lot of these companies cash. Like, think about that, right? Like you just dig in your pocket or your couch change. And because I've always been talking about on our show, and my theory is, but it's the challenge of the West, right? And Japan and their love-hate relationship with the West, right? I've always said Apple should buy, and the synergies to me, Apple should buy Sony. Apple should buy Sony. Sony, if they look to sell themselves, if Apple wants to get into video games again, so going back,
I think Sony's dying. Personally.
Because the thing that saved Sony really over the past was the Spider-Verse movie. Like to me,
Call of Duty. Apparently, they said because there was the court case going on between Sony and X, and a lot came out. And if it wasn't for the Call of Duty, the people buying not the people game, buying it but on the in-game stuff. What do they call that? But the in-game items kept it kept everything afloat. So just from that alone, they said that Sony was able to make Sony exclusive games just from the profits alone from the Call of Duty in-game purchases.
So let's talk about the hack that happened. So again, hopefully this doesn't get you copyright stricken or anything like that, because it's fresh. So a hacking group hacked Insomniac, which you know is part of Sony. And if you guys know, one of the biggest things with Sony was they keep getting freaking hacked. They had the PSN hack, I think a few Christmases ago, right? Yeah. They had that big hack where they found out. I'm getting all these phone calls too, man. My bad. So I'll drop shortly, man, and return some of these. But they got this hack where people revealed, right? I forgot who it was, where women were getting paid less than equal stars in equal billing in movies, and all this crazy stuff. And it happened. A lot of people were saying it was Korea because of that movie where they were doing, I think it was called The Interview or something like that, where they were poking fun. Seth Rogen, and they were poking fun. So anyway, a hacker group hacked Insomniac and basically revealed their entire roadmap to 2035, including budgets for their games. So to say what you were saying, man, says so right now their budget for Spider-Man, for Venom. So the next game supposedly coming out next year is Venom. Lethal Protector Venom, and it's supposed to be kind of like what Miles Morales was, where it was like an 8 to 10, like in between Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. So Venom Lethal Protector will be in between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. Supposedly Spider-Man 3 is going to be in 2 parts, kind of like Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's like 3 or 4 parts. And each one of them has a $120 million development budget, with $30 million of it being marketing.
Jesus.
So think about that. Video games having budgets bigger than a lot of freaking movies. Because we were talking about this the other day, and for you guys that saw Godzilla -1, I've been hearing great things about it.
I love those type of movies.
They made it on a $15 million budget. Meanwhile, Godzilla Kong 2, I believe, right? That has a $200 million budget, right? Between marketing and production. So, and people, they're killing it with this Godzilla -1 movie that was done, and they're singing so many praises. It's gotten nothing less than a 95 score, I believe. And that's amazing. And that just shows you that you can do stuff. But yeah, they got a $120 million budget per game. You see that? You got the great highlights there. So
why is it seem that lower budget movies are just for me? I mean, I guess it wouldn't be objective, but subjectively better. Is it because you think the people are putting in so much heart to make something more presentable that now they're forced to use their creativity? Otherwise, when they have the money thrown at them, they just get cheaper and cheaper. It's like Adam Sandler. Like every time his budget went up, his movies just got shittier to me. Just give that man $15 and I'll be laughing through the movie. And then he gets these $100 million movies like Click and crap like that, and it's just dookie. That.
And hey, anybody out there, comment and stuff like that. But you bring up a great point, Mensa, and I think it's the same thing with we grew up, how we grew up, and the music. I'll tie it back to some music and creativity process, right? The music that we listened to from artists back then, right? It was that hunger. It was that I'm making $1 out of 15 cents. When you give somebody all this extra budget, they get fat, right? They sitting there saying, "Oh, we got big budget. I'm gonna get this big superstar, and I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna spend it in this manner. I'm gonna spend it in that manner." So I think what it ends up being, what it boils down to, Mensa, is like, and you were describing it with food earlier. We were poor growing up, so we used everything on a chicken. We used everything on a pig. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, exactly.
We did this because you get extra creative. So when you got creatives who already their minds think differently and they're hungry and they got that hunger, they put out fantabulous shit. But then when you get fat, dumb, and happy, and I'm a Wu-Tang, rocking the yellow, I grew up on Wu-Tang and everything like that. I can't listen to 55-year-olds rapping about selling crack 35 years ago. I listened to their music from 35 years ago when they were hungry, when you can feel it, when you can. But I can't sit there. They 55 years old, man. Go get a colonoscopy, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I can't.
Well, like, look at RZA now, right?
With crack stories. Come on.
Like, see, I appreciate artists because, like, for me,
and they don't reinvent themselves. Once they don't, they die off. Yeah, exactly.
Like, example, Linkin Park. Yeah. He made it a good point. The Asiatic dude that was the leader of the group, he's like, you will not hear us ever sounding the same. We've moved. Like if you listen to like our fourth album, you cannot sit here and tell me, because he's like, we got a little bit of Motown, we got a little bit of da-da-da. So a lot of people will go like, oh, they betrayed no, it's because they're not stagnant, because artists move on. Like, people who draw and stuff, Picasso, he developed into abstract. He could draw his ass off, he's one of the best artists out there. He could do realism, whatever. And then people modeled after that. But Kanye West always changed. You never find his crap the same. Andre 3000, he's like, man, I'm 40. What I ain't talking about the streets no more. This mofo released the flute album, and he don't even know the notes. He's just feeling it, learning for like 8 years. I heard his track and I'm like, yo, this is some vibes. I was like, yo.
Yeah, they saying it's real.
And guess what? He's ad-libbing. He don't know what the fuck he's playing.
Gallagher
I'm
guy.
Like, yo, this guy's good.
Gallagher guy brought up a great point about charging them. That's true, man. That's true. Like, but how do you hide that? How do you really, really, really hide that? I mean, if you're making something that it's loosely, right? But how do you really hide that where people aren't going to charge you?
This says Star Wars Blue Harvest. What's that about?
Well, so what Gallagher guy, please participate in there and post more on it. Well, he's basically saying like, you charge a premium and I'll come through, where people sit there and say, oh, I know it's this person, I'm gonna charge them a premium. Right, so it inflates these budgets because that they can afford it, right? Right. And I'll give you an example. I have a client that's a very in my day job, JLS Tech, where I'm a cybersecurity, and I'm their CISO, their Chief Information Security Officer. So I have to sit there, but the business unit is a small business unit. It's a division of this huge company that makes phones, TVs, refrigerators, and stuff like that, as you can imagine. That's not based in North Korea. But so I do this stuff. So now I need to get security and awareness training for them. And I talked to a vendor about that, and they go, well, so who's the client, right? And I tell them just the parameters. 30 users, da 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 da. We need this, we need that. Oh, okay. How much is that going to cost me? Well, what's the client? As soon as I tell them the client, they get the fucking biggest chubby in the fucking world, right? And they go, oh, and then I'm like, dude, what the hell? That's bigger than my budget. What are you talking about? They can afford it. They're a $1 billion multinational corporation. They can afford it. You telling me they can't afford this? I'm like, dude, this is a smaller subdivision of that division. Yes, that's their parent company. Yes, they can afford it, but why are you going to F them over? Because they can afford it. So I think that's what Gallagher guy is trying to say, right? That some people sit there and say, oh, Coke price done went up because we know you got deep ass pockets. We're not giving you the freaking
Which is funny
discount.
because when it comes to that practice, if I actually recall, it's illegal on a lot of stuff, because I'm trying to think.
Especially if they collude. Especially if
that's what I'm talking about.
All the agencies collude to keep the price up.
The item, the cat got my tongue, but I saw it on the news, and for like years, it was something, maybe like medicine or something like that. But the companies were actually colluding and raising the prices. The federal government just got on them, and they're like, oh yeah, they got to pay over. We're talking like hundreds of billions back to the government, to push back out because they got caught slipping. But
that's crazy.
It's amazing.
But that definitely Gallagher guy, that contributes to it, right? It's also what contributes to it is, right, what Mensa just described, right? And I'm originally from New York, New Jersey. So New York, New Jersey is a lot of unions, right? And there's always those jokes around the unions and all that stuff, and how the prices are jacked up considerably. They do less, they don't do anything, and there's always that joke that I'm gonna butcher it a little bit, but that these guys will sit there and they will charge you this much, right? They will collude with somebody else to not bid on that project, because what they'll do is they'll charge this much because they can get that much because of collusion, right? And then they'll give these guys the money to do it, right? And just keep the delta, right?
That's
so
crazy. See, companies colluded.
So yeah, that's what Gallagher guy's saying. He's saying exactly what we've been describing, right? And dude, that's true. You know how many houses around here, how many businesses where it's not in that person's name, right? It's in a trust. It's in some weird trust name, like what you were describing as Blue Harvest, and stuff like that. And you'll see that all over, like New York, man. If you've ever visited New York or you've worked in New York, because they're always filming something, and they'll have like the little thing up that says what the project name is, and the project name is something totally different, right? I forgot what Avengers, what their project names was for like Endgame and Infinity War. Yeah, but they've always got like those project names, so you can't tell, and but I like what you were talking about too before with Miles Morales and MCU, man. So
I think it's gonna. That's my big. Have you ever heard of? There's this cheap movie, and it's considered one of like Uganda's like first action movie, and it was just, I don't really seen those the African made films because they only can work with what they got. But it's more. It's like a Bollywood scene.
Yeah, because, like the Bollywood. Yeah.
They finally embrace the cheesiness of their movies, and some of them are like, "Yo, this is."
Some of them are good though.
I'm like,
some of them are good. You're looking at it, and you're like, "Yo, the action!"
And then they up the production and stuff like that. But there was a movie that when I was,
and they be killing it with the dancing, bro.
So 8 years ago,
dance Bollywood.
While I was in the service and whatnot, right? There was a movie called "Who Killed Captain Alex." And I'm like, but the thing is, it's like okay, but it was super cheap. But the theme of the movie, it's like, you know, it's one of those ones where if you like accept it, you know, for what it is, you know, we'll just roll with it. But the movie was all right. Like I didn't have any problems with it, you know. But it was super cheesy. We're talking like 2D cardboard.
I love that stuff.
Like,
I love that stuff, dude. That to me is our childhood, though. Like a lot of these classic movies that were unsuccessful. Think about Half Baked. Half Baked was a flop, but Half Baked is classic, bro.
Oh yeah,
and Half Baked. Oh,
you're a lot of your black exploitation films. I grew up, you know, watching
late 70s, early 80s horror.
Yeah.
It's all campy.
And I watched a lot of the Bond era stuff, so it was cool to see the Whatnot. And then one of the greatest movies for me, even though it's campy, was Last Dragon. You know,
Last Dragon. Yeah, man,
like perfect fusion. And I will watch it on repeat, man. Just rewind, watch again, rewind, watch it again.
And it's
good.
Fun, bro. It's fun, right?
But have you just think about this? There hasn't been a movie made in that style, and I'm talking about like your 90s theme. What happened to just movies like, you know, True Lies, you know, Die Hard, where, you know, The Rock, or just this classic, you know, Rising Sun, you know, these classic movies that had a story, a beginning and an end, and it was original writing. But now there's this algorithm format, and the biggest algorithm format movie I think you will see is the one that Will Smith did. It's like on Netflix, where he was like this fantasy world, and it's like AI wrote it, where, you know, it just followed the standard the way movies do. Like if you watch like a lot of movie trailers and you put every single movie trailer side by side without the sound, they pretty much go in the same pace. That kind of algorithm, you know, it's pretty much set. And I just don't, I wish they would bring back the old format of the 90 movies. And it sucks because when you watch these old trailers for these old 90 movies, they don't do them justice at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, dang, you got, like, I showed my son the trailers to some of this stuff. Sounds cheap and stupid as hell. But it's like, man, you got to watch it.
Gallagher guy brought up a good point too. Shawshank Redemption was a flop, and now it's a classic. And it's like,
that's weird because it was my favorite.
I like that movie a lot too. It's one of the few movies I've watched multiple times. Yeah.
In one crazy movie I used to watch on repeat as a kid, which is weird, is Dead Poets Society. I used to watch it over and over and over. I still probably can't even tell you what the movie's about, even though I watched it so many freaking times.
And that's the thing. It's tough for me to watch movies multiple times. I used to watch every MCU movie twice. I would watch it in the movie theater, and then as soon as it comes at home. And then sometimes, like I said, when I'm working, like today, I'm basically playing hooky, chilling with you for a little bit, right? But usually when I'm at work, I'm working at home, I just have things on in the background and I'm watching, and it might take me 4 hours to watch a 1 hour and a half movie because I'm constantly pausing it to take these phone calls and these tangents to go on, or meetings. But I usually have that stuff on in the background. And it was MCU movies for a really long time. I would watch MCU movies in the background, especially in anticipation of the culmination with Avengers Endgame and all that stuff, and trying to see stuff here and there. But there's very few movies, but I love old school horror, man. I love the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Streets, right?
I love Bruce Campbell.
Oh, Bruce Campbell. Yeah, you were showing me. Oh, that's awesome. Evil Dead. But I love the Evil Dead, man. I love the TV series. I love, like, dude, like it's because of that campiness, because of that. It's fun. Like, to me, that stuff was really fun. But I think nowadays everybody tries to go for these big spectacles and they forget about making good movies. Like right now, the rumor is Marvel is doing complete reshoots for Captain America 4. And it's like spending even more time, even more money to come out with that with that movie. And there's so much potential in that movie in introducing the Red Hulk potentially. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And the whatever it is, that group that they're gonna have, that like their version of like Suicide Squad, right? So it's like
Yeah,
I the Thunderbolts,
Thunderbolt, yeah.
right? Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like with Thunderbolt Ross and
That's
everything.
a classic team, man. They're an important team too.
So it's like why my thing with the MCU is like, dude, I think they need to record to film Spider-Man. Guys, whatever you guys think out of there too, man, contribute in the chat, jump on if anything. I think they should film 4, 5, and 6, Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, his college years in a row, like how they did back in the day. They did Back to the Future 2 and 3, one right after another.
They have a
Lord of the
Spider-Man
Rings.
problem. Spider-Man's not theirs. That's the problem. Same with the Hulk. It's not theirs. It's Universal. So, but I think Kevin has done a good job. Was it 5 whatever, as far as trying to keep it seamless. But
Incredible Hulk. It looks like they got the rights back. They've done some shady stuff too. It looks like they may have gotten the right back because
if they can't do but they're leading up to a World Hulk.
Yes, it looks like they're leading up to a World Hulk. That'll be a solo movie. And here's one big thing. This just came out a couple days ago. They got Mark Ruffalo, who, if you know, Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland are the two big. They leak everything out. They got loose lips like a motherfucker, bro.
I used to think that was a joke, but apparently it's real. Like
it's real. Like they are horrible. Like them dudes. So Mark Ruffalo was just recently asked about what you just asked about, and he specifically said, so this is how stupid the guy is in terms of like, dude, just keep a secret. Just say no comment, like Tom Garfield, like Andrew Garfield. I'm sorry, not Tom Garfield.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield kept doing when they're saying, "Oh, are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? Are you Spider-Man No Way Home?"
No
like,
clue.
what are you talking about? As a matter of fact, in some he would be like F Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden you're in the theater. Oh shit! What the fuck? This guy, did you portal? Boom! Here comes Andrew Garfield. Like stuff. What? So to keep it, and then all of a sudden. Now they got him in the trailers. Now he's doing press where, oh, you came back. Are you the Venomverse one? Are you this? So, this is the kind of stuff where now they're telling Mark Ruffalo where he's saying, I can't comment on that. That's like the biggest telltale sign where you can't comment on it.
Yeah.
You could just say no, right?
Yeah.
No, saying you can't comment on it. They told you to shut the hell up.
For me, no comment means there's an answer, and obviously I'm not going to talk about it.
But here's how things happen behind the scenes, and I'm over here in Orlando. So here's how things happen behind the scenes. So, and this usually happens in business. This is the business kind of stuff. This is where some companies, like, people don't understand. Microsoft makes more money on Google Android than Google does, because Google makes their money on ads, but Google got sued for a lot of patents. And they have to pay for every installation of Android because of patent violations for Java. So Oracle, which got, Oracle owns that, and Microsoft patents that Microsoft patents have. So even though Android is supposed to be free and cheap and open source and everything like that, these companies make money off of it. So when Disney bought Fox, Disney bought Fox, and they bought everything that comes with Fox, Hulu and everything like that. What else came
except
with
for
Fox?
the news part?
Except for the news part, yeah. So that stayed with
Murdoch. The guy ended up going onto the Disney board. That Murdoch guy.
Yeah, so when they bought it, right? What came along with it? What properties? Big properties, right? The Simpsons.
Yeah.
If you go to Universal Studios, what's the biggest thing? Right? A lot of that stuff came over, right?
To the movie rights to X-Men.
So what came over was Simpsons. So what happens is Universal, which has the rights because they did a deal back when Marvel was poor and took advantage of them, right? They did their deal with the Hulk and all those Hulk characters and properties, right? Well, now Disney, who owns Marvel, owns Fox, who owns the Simpsons. So now it's like, oh, that license that's coming up in 2025 for the Simpsons stuff in Universal Studios? Yeah, we're going to need you to, the Coke price done went up, bro. Unless, of course, you give us the Hulk back. Unless, of course, which a lot of people don't know, in Universal, they have Marvel rides. They have the Hulk ride. They have that stuff.
Yeah,
and in
Universal
Disney, they
Hulk.
don't.
It's theirs.
but Disney supposedly owns Marvel, right? So Disney Universal can't, I mean, Disney Orlando can't have that stuff, right? Even
Right.
though I know, Disney LA, I think, has Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that because it's different with that rights. So now they play those games where it's like, oh, I'll let you get this, but you got to give me that back, right? So now Disney, I think Disney pulled a lot of strings, and they're talking about a lot of strings being able to be pulled. Going back to Spider-Man, and like you said, Spider-Man is not owned because Sony has to make a Spider-Man movie all the time, and that's why they're making a lot of these crap movies like Craven and stuff like that. But the rights revert back to Marvel for free if Sony's ever sold. So my strategy has been, until Spider-Verse came out and Sony made a lot of money off of that, and they're making a lot of money off of Insomniac with the license. So my thing was for Sony to sell back to Marvel Spider-Man before they turn around and just sell themselves to Apple. That way they can make money. Because if not,
because they're going to pay top dollar for it.
Yeah,
and
they're gonna.
It's a win.
And Marvel will do it. Marvel will. At one point, Sony was selling. Sony was in bad shape, right? Right before the PS5 came out, Sony was going to sell back. That's the irony, right? Sell me back my shit. Sony was going to sell back for like $3 billion cash, right? The rights to Spider-Man to Marvel, right?
Mhm.
And Marvel's thought process around it was, we're going to make movies in perpetuity of Spider-Man.
Oh, it's going to make a killing. They're going to make
the
that
money back
alone, just ticket sales, and then imagine.
Even if it takes them 15 years, which it'll be a lot quicker than
the
15
long
years.
game.
But yeah, they'll make the money back.
Because these investors, kids and children, they're going to be living good.
Yeah. So there was the talks, but a lot of this stuff, guys, that's what I like to do, because I'm an investor in Disney. I'm an investor in Apple. I'm an investor in Nintendo. So a lot of this stuff, I look at prospectus. I look at the business reports. I go to the investor meetings. I vote. Sometimes I vote people onto the boards. I vote people off. My votes don't count that much. I don't own $12 billion worth of stock where this person can influence it because it's this many votes. But I do my share.
The guy used his board because he was an investor for like $3,000 into Nintendo. So what's that shit called? It's that paintball game for the Nintendo. Squid something.
No, Splatoon.
Splatoons, yeah, Splatoons.
Is it Splatoon?
Yeah, Splatoons. The guy called in and he was fussing him out because he's like, you're focusing too much on the girl characters and nothing's on the male characters, and we're only limited in character designs. And the guy, the president of Nintendo was trying to cut him off, or not the president, but the creator time. But he used that time in his investment to say, stop fucking with the male characters.
And listen, think about that, right?
But
if investors chimed in, would we? I was watching Reggie dropped a video earlier today talking about his 5 or 6 games this year, and he was talking about Street Fighter 6 and this season pass crap. Right, you got the Street Fighter 6, and you got like 12, 13 characters. You got to wait for the season pass, subscribe to it here, do this, get this DLC, get that stuff. If people voted on it, would we really vote for that stuff as stockholders, customers, investors? No. So that's why these people go shoe fly. We know better than you, because they think about things from a pure how am I going to get the fattest bonus in my pocket for Christmas? And it's a shame because. And I'm going to go off on a little tangent here back into business thing. I see a lot of things where people are tasteless. There's people getting laid off right now before Christmas, right? Yeah. Hasbro, it was Hasbro. Hasbro just did a bunch of layoffs because they already know they're selling 15% less toys and games than they did last year. So they laid off a bunch of people before freaking Christmas, man. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's bullshit.
So, but the CEO is still going to get a fat ass bonus. Like, come on, man. Why is the CEO getting a fat ass bonus? Because he's holding on to stockholder value. So the stockholders are, my stock is going up. Oh, I'm going to get a dividend because they laid off 1,200 employees. And it's like, it's crazy to me, but this is the thought process that these businesses use as they're sitting there, because it's businesses, man. It's not about the games to them. It's about making money. That's why EA got into a lot of trouble, especially with the Disney and Star Wars licenses, talking about, you know, Galaxy Guy was mentioning it when they did the whole loot box craze.
Right.
And you know, you gotta think like this is how a lot of people don't want to go to all digital. A lot of people are absolutely right. How the hell do physical media go on sale and digital media doesn't go on sale, right? And people are losing licenses. Let's talk about that with II Arcade and what happened there.
Oh man. So, but real quick, they said they
Go ahead,
invested
buddy.
200 million back into their own company, but by investing, they're firing their people. That's insane. That same crap happened when the military was cutting forces, because force shaping, they like to call it, because they realize, oh crap, we don't have enough people. So then they hire thousands of extra people, and then they go, well, we got too many people because now there's peace, and then they kick everybody out. It was so bad that they were just kicking people out if you just got simple paperwork. I gave a troop a letter of reprimand. He got booted out the military in under 2 weeks just for a reprimand, because they were like, that was like the first choice. Like, oh, if you got paperwork, then you're gonna go. And it was sad because the next day I see them rolling into certain areas. They had 12 on a big old cart, 56-inch 3D televisions with glasses for their office spaces. And I'm like, dude, each television is like a year's salary for, like, it was crazy.
Yeah, but what you're describing is exactly it was crazy. Earlier this year or last year, Microsoft announced that they were doing layoffs,
Right.
and because they overhired people during the pandemic, right? So they announced all these layoffs, and then it's like the same day they did another press release of how they're investing like $20 billion into OpenAI ChatGPT. So it's like, what in the world? Like, you didn't overhire. You know, a lot of people were working from home. A lot of people were buying Microsoft Teams. They were buying virtual desktops. So you were hiring to meet that demand. As soon as they started going back to the offices, so this is the same kind of principle that you were describing, Mensa. As soon as people went back into the offices, now you're sitting there right-sizing, and you're just basically robbing Peter to pay Paul. So, we'll lay off all these bunch of guys over here that we actually hired because we needed it. We had the demand over there. But now the next hot shit is OpenAI, ChatGPT. We're going to invest over here and go over here because it's as the wind blows kind of investing, you know?
Is it necessary for all the, like, you know, Elon, you know, he went into Twitter and was like, well, we don't need you. He may be right, but do you think everything he did was necessary to that Twitter actually did overhire? Or was he just mad at the new landscape that people were able to work just as well at home, if not probably more productive from their home environment than at the office? I get it that office space people can malinger, but I think there's ways to check on that. You know, maybe come in a couple times a week, kind of bit. You know, but
you know, Mensa, you bring up a great point, right? And I got a great eidetic memory, so I use it as a weapon, but I'm gonna say your words because you've actually figured it out, right? And this is the thing. Sometimes the most logical solution is the simplest solution, right? Sometimes the most obvious is the simplest. It's right in front of your face. And what you said and what you described is significant, right? So, with Lily, with this guy's saying, when they want to you described the stockholder that came in and voiced his opinion, right? And he voiced it to the executives and everything like that. So Elon, he's got investors, he's got stockholders that he reports to and everything like that. So when he spins a tail, why did he do it? Because he wants to retain stockholder value. He wants to make sure that their stock props up, that the market responds to it. It's not because it's the right thing to do. It's not because they overhired. Because what Lily said, they can. There's people that make it a point to take 2 or 3 shits a day in the office on the clock
or
to go outside and smoke. Yeah, man.
Breaks.
Like, yo, what the
biggest
fuck, bro?
waste of time. Now, if I was dealing with Elon, you know, the number one thing I'm gonna cut out at the job is smoke breaks. Because people be leaving like 45 minutes to the hour with those things, like every 15 minutes. Like, nah, man.
Like, I wouldn't have a.
But you know why I think he did it? I think he did it because he realized because he talked the shit and they forced him. They remember they sued his ass to force him to buy Twitter. And
Yeah.
then I think he did it to set himself up to make it fail. I really do. So he
He's
can
got
get
that
himself
much
out of
money.
the situation, you know,
He's
and
got-
sell the acquisition.
He's got so much money that, you know, that, like how you said earlier, where Warner Brothers ended up giving back Batgirl and not even bringing it to light, even though and everything. He's got so much money that he can write off X like nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
So-
he can just write it off, man. So you're right. His strategy is, remember, this motherfucker's trying to put, pardon my language, he's trying to put internet on Mars, man. You know what I'm trying to say? And he's trying to send motherfuckers to Mars, bro. I think he's Martian.
I mean, he's got
for
what
real.
a Cadillac going to Mars or whatever. You seen that shit? He shot a fucking car into space, man.
This guy, yo, he's
Like,
got, shout out to
He
Dominic.
just put garbage into space and they allowed it. The fuck?
Shout out to Dom, man, out there, you know what I'm saying? On, you know, but
Yeah, Dom launching satellites and shit.
launching stuff. Yeah, he's up. He might have been part of the team launching that caddy into space, bro.
That's who we got on Bash, man. Like, we got amazing people, amazing developers. We got satellite launchers and shit. Speaking on the topic of
literal rocket scientists, man.
Right.
We got literal rocket scientists on the squad, bro. Trying to put out a great console experience.
Speaking of IRK, you said talking a little bit on that license bit.
That's sad.
So,
It's sad that's what's happening to people out there I see in the forums and stuff.
So I think, well, Mr. Encoder believes it could be a bug or whatever, but here's my theory. You know, I don't think we're looking at a bug. This was a always on, mandatory always on device. See, people didn't realize that your Wi-Fi never got turned off if you ever.
Yeah, it sounds like a time bomb to me.
It was a time bomb.
Like. Yeah,
and because and here's why this is blatant. It happened with the Dragon Ball, or excuse, I keep saying Dragon Ball, the Double Dragon fiasco, when the original Double Dragons license went. Common sense, people, it's going to happen to Dragon's Lair next and other IPs he got. It may not happen to necessarily Bash Bowling or these indie ones, but those big titles he got, the Sega games, the Taito games, they're going to go, guys. Granted, no one cares probably as much now, but a lot of them do, because a lot of these people's premise was, I'm not going to get the MIA board because I'm a purist and I'm not going to put nothing wrong on it. Even though the MIA board was offered, not necessarily to sideload.
the very first thing is to back your stuff up.
It was offered to back up your fucking
Back it
system.
up.
So
even
now
if you don't want to put one bootleg game on it,
right.
yep, that's $30 to do a backup, $30 or $40 to do a backup.
Everybody from the heartache, and people still couldn't do it. And what killed me was,
shout out to Mystery Encoder,
right?
The team.
It was 30 freaking bucks, and I've seen people have the audacity to get upset with this guy over $30. Like, what? Why now? And I can't afford it. And I'm thinking,
and then he put out a free.
He put out a
free tool for the Go Cabs, right? He just put out like a free tool that helps people.
Yeah,
with the
it was. You don't even have to have the thing at all. You just go on the web, and I don't know about if you can.
People really gonna spit on
still,
shit on that team for doing God's work to help the IRK community.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
It's just weird. But so, if for people who don't know, in the forum, there's this guy who lost basically all his licenses to all his games. So he's trying to play these games, and he says you don't have any license. And I believe it's going to happen to all you guys that didn't back it up. It's going to be a time bomb. My theory,
because if it's not always on, it has to be within the code, or within whatever license that it doesn't renew, right?
Because that's the whole point of the DRM stuff. Like that's why Xbox got so much kickback back in the day with the whole the disc issue. But what people weren't realizing was Xbox was trying to set you up so you could share play, or like say I own Street Fighter, I could let you borrow it, and then it'll give you the DRM rights, but it'll take it from me. So it was literally like me handing you the disc, but it required online. and which most stuff is. But see, people keep going, well, I have the disc, I'm good to go. Well, that's not true anymore. See, you guys got bamboozled because a lot of the times the disc don't even really hold. The disc doesn't hold all the information. It's just there for like a mini pre-install, and that's it. It's just so it can spin up, check the fact that you have it, but it's still all being downloaded on the internet. Like
Mystery Encoder has said that numerous times. I forgot on whose show. Okay. I don't know if it was, but he's mentioned exactly what you said. That he doesn't. That everybody that keeps talking about this physical thing, there's no
physical thing anymore.
90% of the time, it's just the license to check.
The license. And so you're better
He's actually hacked the discs to see that it's just a fucking license. And
you're better off without the disc now because all it's doing is burning up the system and spinning for what? You don't need all that.
Oh, Gallagher guy said something there. He says it's basically the key to the download. It basically is.
It's well known. It's just people just don't think about it.
No. And then when they shut down the servers, they shut down support. I remember, I think it was Kingdom Hearts 3. This one guy fell off the back of a truck. He was selling copies like a whole month early. I think it was Kingdom Hearts 3 or Final Fantasy 7, or it might have happened to both. And the whole thing about it is even if you bought it and you were playing it, you're playing it early. The ending wasn't even ready yet. The ending was a day one download. So people got to a point where it's like, I don't even got a freaking ending. And then it was like the patch when you bought it on day one or downloaded it on day one when it came out had the freaking ending. I don't know who would be able to beat it on day one, but that's what
people are crazy, man. I don't know how either, but it happens. Because you didn't hear about it, Carl, because you're not in the social groups. But here, I turned my game on and click, and when clicking on my games, it says no license. What happened? This was just a screenshot that I took from someone else's, and so that's the picture. Right now, Mr. Encoder and everybody's trying to chime in and help this guy out, but it sounds like he's pretty much screwed. So good luck. What's up, brother? Hey, Steven. I hate that.
You saw what Carl said?
No, what's that?
He said, "I want to get rid of my art. It has too much John stink on it." Damn. Tell us how you really feel, Carl.
Here we go. I'll agree to disagree on the physical. Physical is always the way. No, Tech, you misheard us, because if you heard what I said, it makes no sense. We're not talking about your Nintendo cartridges, buddy. We're talking about, example, let's use like he just said, the new Final Fantasy game or the new Cyberpunk, etc., etc. None of the stuff is on the disc, brother. There's no physical. You have to download. Not like, if I put in an RPG game on my Nintendo Switch and just put it in, I can play it immediately. It may offer an update, but I can just start playing it. But that's not how these discs work anymore. The games are larger than the disc. Do you really think 80 some gigabytes is fitting on like a 10 or a 5 gig disc? No. So there's no physical, brother. And then then you have to have the disc because all it's doing is spinning.
But the thing is,
check the DRM. That's it.
Yeah. The thing is, they retain some value because of collector and collectability, right? People that want to have a complete collection, people that want to do this stuff, even though the game can't be played, like if they turn off the servers, but people still want to be able to collect. It's the same kind of principles. Like you buy baseball cards, right? And you collect them, or Pokemon cards, they have value to them. But in reality, to be able to play them, it's going to be tough.
Devil's advocate, say the PlayStation 6 comes out tomorrow. Okay. And PlayStation 6 came out tomorrow because the PlayStation 5 is no longer on the market. And it's been out for, 12 years. And they're like, hey, guys, we are now turning off the PlayStation 5 servers. And you got this cool disc for this cool game you got. You don't have a game anymore.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
You need the community, the same community of hackers and mystery encoder types to create like offline.
So your disc
like
is worthless.
For example, Phantasy Star.
You wouldn't be able to go to a store and buy it.
Fantasy Star 2 Online or Fantasy Star 2 Online or whatever like that for the Dreamcast. There's still a community out there. There's still,
I
because
love that game. It's my favorite too on the Dreamcast.
they figured out how to bypass it, how to use the Dream Pie and all that stuff. So the community has kept it alive, but they shut down them servers years ago, man.
Yeah. But see, but that's for an online game versus like I said, you know, if you got
If you
Far
don't-
Cry 6 and in 20 years from now, unless it's digitally on the PlayStation, that disc is worthless because you can't install the whole game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think people got the foresight for this yet. Let's see here.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, somebody will preserve it, right? And that's where the job of people like, that's why I got a lot of respect and love and support for people like Mystery Encoder and that team and that group. And even outside of video games, there was the big scene. I used to support them a long time ago. The guys that used to hack the iPhones year after year, jailbreaking the iPhones, because it helps from an archival perspective. I love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I buy it on everything. I own a cab. I buy it on everything, right? It's my favorite game of all time. I own it on iOS and I can't play it. Why? Because the you know, everybody with the free MVC2 or whatever. But the main reason is because they haven't updated the libraries to I think 128-bit or whatever it is. Oh, it gave me a thumbs up, right? But at the end of the day, if somebody retained it like this Mystery Encoder stuff does, and you have an older iPhone, you could still play it, and you own it, you bought it, but they don't update it, so I can't play it on my latest phone because they didn't update it. So that's the thing. And once they shut down servers for a lot of these games, and if the entire content is not on there, you can't tell me a physical copy of which one is it for Switch, where they give you the little cartridge, Mega Man, I think it was. A buddy of mine bought a used copy of Mega Man at a convention, and he forgot to ask when he went home, the key didn't work to download the rest of the collection,
Right?
Mega Man X collection, because it was already used. So yeah, he's got the physical, but it's got what, 1 or 2 games on it. The remainder games he can't even download. And this just came out within the last year.
But imagine with the CDs, you're not going to have any of the game.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't even do a pre-install based upon what's on the disc. It's just a DRM check for majority of these new games now. Okay, here we go. Grand Theft Auto 6. Do you actually believe any of the content of the game is on that disc? This isn't the old school days, guys, where it's part 1, part 2. It's just a digital rights check. You're not going to install it. Turn off your internet and try to install Grand Theft Auto 6 and see how far you get. You're not going to be able to play.
You're going to have to get whatever collector's edition, deluxe edition, or game of the year edition, like 3 years after the fact for it to have all the
No,
season.
you're not going to have any of it because none of the information fits on the disc. Like, hold on, let me try to.
Well, TechBuzz.
Like,
well, that's what TechBuzz is saying. That's why you get in. They're just going to create more and more media if they want everything on multiple discs, right? Because 50 gigabytes, that's not even that. A Blu-ray, 50 gigabytes is not the install size for any Call of Duty.
25 gigabytes
lately.
ain't nothing on these games. They're not.
Well,
like,
he's saying 25 to dual layer. That's 50. That I think wasn't the download for the last Call of Duty. I have it, but digital. But wasn't it like 100 and something gigabytes? Like that's not fitting on one Blu-ray, but they're gonna have to put multiple Blu-rays. And it's just not their model that they want to do, right? They're not gonna save money.
There is no multiple Blu-ray installs. It's because it's all digital. That's what people are missing. Is that there is absolutely none of the game is on the device anymore. You don't go and delete one of your games, turn it off, and install your disc and see if anything gets installed. I promise you, nothing's getting installed. You got so in theory, whatever disc you got is junk. It's just the DRM check, and it's actually worse because if your CD got messed up or whatever, now you're screwed. You're better off at the digital, owning the digital version, and it's actually faster because it's reading straight off your SD card versus trying to spin it up and know if it's got any of the information or not. That's my opinion.
And listen, we're not advocating it. Listen, I would rather have physical. I would rather collect physical, right? Like, look, like I would rather I collect physical. But it's just.
But I'm
this
just
is where
saying it's
they're
not
going.
a thing anymore with
Yeah.
the new technology.
And all of us here, to be honest, all of us here, like when you start seeing the trends for the younger folk and everything like that, we have that attachment via nostalgia. We have that attachment to CDs, cartridges, cardboard, and stuff like that. We have that attachment through nostalgia. They're starting to get more and more digital, right? These younger generations where they don't have that attachment. They just want to play the games. They don't want to have a physical copy or whatever like that. Remember, man, when I was young, I couldn't wait to get my license to go out there and drive. These kids don't even want to drive because the fear of missing out from being attached to their devices, right? So whoever drives can't sit there and be streaming or watching streams or watching people's TikToks, and so it's just getting to the point where we're becoming those old farts telling people to get off our lawns.
So here's my point right here. I heard you too. But Mike says if GTA goes to disc, it's going to be a 3 disc. And the thing is, since like the old formats, when have you ever seen that? They don't do it no more, do they? Do you open it up and you see the multiple discs like they used to do?
Yeah,
It's not a thing no more. Like I got the old ones, like the old Grand Theft Auto, and they were like 2 disc stuff because that was back in the day. Physical media mattered.
Just 4K textures. Just 4K textures wouldn't. I don't think 4K textures on any AAA title would fit on 100 gigabytes or 50 gigabytes rather. I just don't think like it would have to download it, and that's why they make all these things.
He's right.
Yeah,
I don't think people are thinking about this because people got. And that was my debate was that back during the argument when Xbox didn't execute their argument correctly and they looked like crap, and then Sony was making fun of them like, this is how we share games, and they hand the other guy. But what people are not thinking about is it really didn't matter because the base game ain't even on the disc,
dude.
And like I said, maybe in few cases, but not in these major AAA games.
Galaga guy, that's crazy. 5 games, only 5 games fit. Like I have to, like, I'll be honest with you. I get Call of Duty every year, even though I don't have a chance to play it, but I get it and I share it with my daughter, and she plays the campaigns, and I think she plays online a little bit. And I have to delete versions off my hard drive, and I have the extended. I'm actually looking for. Well, it's only 6 days before Christmas. I've been looking for a real good deal on a 4 terabyte to upgrade my PS5. But check this out, guys. You know how you guys have been getting your year-end reviews? This is bad, but because I mostly play on Xbox. There was only one game this entire year I played on my PS5 when it showed me my end-of-year review, and that was Spider-Man 2 for like 25, 30 hours the entire year. But I have so many games on my hard drive because of the installs or the downloads and everything like that. And yeah, I want to upgrade to a 4 TB so I can keep more of the games on there like a jukebox rather than deleting, offloading to an external hard drive, et cetera, et cetera. It's crazy that he's saying he can't fit 5 games on 1 terabyte of hard drive space.
Right. But, at the same time, it's once again, I this is the devil advocate for me because I'm just seeing the bigger picture. I get his bit because I get upset too.
Yeah,
but it's a good thing because it's like bigger games, like I'll take it. But yeah, I feel him. This means a lot. I'm getting tired of the perishable shit and the lifespans of these items. It's like they purposely make things to break, so that you're expected to own something new in the next 10 years or less because it's only going to have so much of a life cycle, supposed to, a Nintendo, play it, still play the buttons. Like
what Gallagher guy?
How many PlayStation 5 controllers have you gone through? I've been through too many.
See, I got some still in the box, man. I got the Spider-Man, the God of War still in the box. I got a blue one.
But have you had to replace any of yours?
No, I haven't.
Dang, you're lucky. I've been through at least 4.
Well, what Gallagher guy is saying is there was a gentleman, I forget what he was, what his name of his company was, but he was on Glenn's show last week. So somebody that was on Glenn's show could probably remember. And he has a shop where he sells aftermarket and mods for Commodore. I think it's Commodore 64 stuff. So that's about 40
Wow.
years. So Gallagher guy, hey, listen, drop that dime on your kids or your kids' kids to own a retro shop in 40 years, selling PS5 batteries to people, old farts like us that want to relive nostalgia that can't find a battery. Because I think the technology by that time will have batteries. Because remember, you got GBA mods or Game Gear mods where people are putting aftermarket rechargeable batteries, because them things used to kill double A's like woo.
Moat makes a great point. So Xbox originally though, they were just horrible, but now look at them, right, with this whole Xbox family plan. But that's what they were trying to sell us in the first place. And I was so angry that we missed out way back on this because fools at Xbox just didn't understand how to articulate what they're trying to do.
And listen, what Mike is bringing up is a great freaking point, right? A great freaking point. And Mike, inadvertently, so this is the multiverse. In the multiverse out there, right? There is one where Sony and Xbox pushed DRM and got digital only and the whole nine, right? And in that universe, GameStop died a long fucking time ago, because that saved GameStop.
It may be because GameStop was helping, because they were going to they're based on being a brick and mortar store. And when that happened, they were looking like a Spencer's, especially when they took up that geek stuff shit.
Think geek,
yeah. You went into it was bad, man. I don't see GameStop lasting too long in a couple of years, though. Still, not the way they are now.
Yeah, so that single-handedly, which would have not made a lot of millionaires and broke, and a lot of people broke when GameStonk happened during the pandemic, right? When the retail stock things and people, took GameStonk to the moon, where they made a whole. I haven't watched the documentary on it yet or the movie on it yet, but I lived through it. I rode the tail. I rode it twice. I rode the rocket and got in, got off, got in, got off. And made money, but I seen a lot of people go broke. But before that happened, and when the PS4 stuff, I didn't even want to touch GameStop stock, even when it was like $4.99 a share for the longest time. I was just like, hell no, that company it's gonna be dead soon. Blah blah blah. I'm not buying it. And listen, if I would have bought it and rode it back then, that GameStop, oh my gosh, bro, you wouldn't see me on this show right now, bro. I'd be living in a nice mansion somewhere. Right?
What's up, Biggie? How you doing, brother?
See, that's so cool too, man.
I love it.
Again, that's something with the people with Macs and iPhones and shit like that. So it's actually built into the Mac cameras. So when you FaceTime somebody, you can do this. And it'll come up.
Yeah, so. I feel you. I think now people are finally waking up. I remember my dad when the DVDs came out. He was such a tyrant against it, especially with Circuit City closed. I don't think the poor man knew what to do because he was just straight on VHS. So when the DVDs came, I ain't getting no DVD, and that's just when the DVD transferred. And then, for him to have to go from VHS to Blu-ray, and then at the time, the cheapest Blu-ray was like the most expensive console, the PlayStation 3. So it was like a no-brainer. Like you had to get a PlayStation 3 if you wanted it. And then the Xbox had the HD DVD. But the whole point is, going back full circle to your comment, I think people were just scared. They're like, in this community, I'm just going to be real. They're not the richest folks. Even though they don't really mind what they spend their money on as long as they like it, they are penny pinchers because they're not, like I said, they don't really have much income in the community. So I think the fear factor for them is that they're not always going to have the internet, even though the internet is pretty much, you can be up in like mountains in Africa and still have internet. So nobody wants to like lose their internet, not have it. And then obviously where's their stuff? It's in, not on them. I think it was just that fear factor. My grandma, I gave her paper plates and plastic forks, and she's washing these things. I'm like, Grandma, you know, that era is over. Throw it away, you know. So I have to throw it all away. She'll have the whole bin, and she's still washing them because she, you know, just remembers those days. I'll buy her new soap. Next thing I know, the soap that she has is all watered down. I'm like, you got a bunch of new soap here, just use it, you know.
Yo,
So I think people are stuck in that era, being cheap.
Mike brings up a great point, right? Being frugal is one thing, but being misinformed is another, right?
You're right,
and
man.
You know what, dude? Here's the thing, right? You gotta use, and most of the stuff is disposable or dispensable, whatever the freak it is, income, right? So if you got the income to do it, listen, cover your bills, you know, pay your. I've my kids now, you know, my two before marriage are grown, so I still do. One is still in college; she graduates next year. You know, I'm trying to say, as an astrophysicist, by the way. But anyway,
Nice,
so, like Neil deGrasse Tyson. But anyway, so I'm still paying child support. But it's like, pay your bills, everything like that. Like, I've always been somebody, pay everything, then pay yourself, treat yourself, right? To quote the lady. So now, if you treat yourself and you're happy with your purchase, then you're happy with your purchase. Don't let anybody tell you, yo, how much you paid for that. Oh, you got robbed. You got this. You bought your arcade one up at MSRP, but you happy with your arcade one up at MSRP? Be happy.
Let's talk on that.
That's it.
Let's talk
if you
on
got
that.
it for $50 on clearance. You got it on $50. Okay, cool. Just be happy with what you purchase.
I think that dives into 90% of the toxicity of the community. Is exactly that. But I think what happens is, and you're absolutely right, if you like what you got, you're a grown ass man, you're a grown ass woman. Who the fuck are you to tell
your money,
you know, or anyone to tell you what you bought? I think the problem relies is that it'd be one thing though, that if you got a community member going after, like, you know, one of the community members here, and they specifically name drop them or infer to them, it's like, okay, well, now you're attacking that person's own happiness. They have every right to be upset at you for kind of ruining their mindset on their happiness. But I think it's another case if, say, I'm in my own space, you came to me, I'm not speaking on you, and I go, well, for me, XYZ, don't fucking attack the other guy for their own opinion. And I think, example, iArcade occurred, and I made my own opinions in my own space, in their own private groups, away from people. People got upset at and started, I think, realizing that they made a bad purchase. And I think we were seeing what we call the buyer's remorse go on. So I think there's a fine line from buyer's remorse and you being upset, and then like Moat saying people are misinformed, to everyone should be happy with what they got. If you own the iArcade and you love your iArcade, then leave it alone. I own two. How many you own? You know what I mean? You know? So I find that a lot of the toxicity ends up becoming from a classism thing, where because you could only afford, I'm gonna be real, one product, because I knew when I grew up, I only had the Nintendo. I had a Nintendo like 8 to 10 years after the fact, right? But I ended up defending the Nintendo more because I owned it, even though I went over my friend's house and had the Genesis. So I'll be in these silly debates and go, well, Mario's faster than Sonic. And of course he's not, right? Not character-wise, but I said no, because the Nintendo's faster, so therefore the Mario's faster, you know. But that's because I didn't have a goddamn Genesis. But I'm a grown-ass man now. I own every damn thing I want, so I got no hate for either product. So when I speak on something, it's not because I dislike a product. I own it. I own every variant. I own every variant of the VR. I own the Xbox. I own the PlayStation. So when my opinions, I don't feel we're biased towards either thing. But I find a lot of times when people are defensive, it's because they only can afford the one product that they own, and they're mad and upset that they can't own it. Because let's be real, guys. Example, let's talk about this new Astro Cap. You can't fucking sit here and tell me if you had the income or it was given to you for free, you wouldn't be happy with it. Otherwise, I really think you'd be full of it if you said otherwise. You know?
Well, what you're describing, right? And TechBuzz
Yeah.
has a good point if you could highlight it. But what
Mhm.
you were describing, dude, that's the console wars, right? That's
Right.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, right?
Right.
That's the classic iPhone, Android, right? That's Adidas, Nikes back in the day. You know what I'm trying to say? That's where, and it's like you see it now with imports and domestic cars. You know what I'm trying to say? You see now people that hate Teslas and people that adore them, and it's like, to me, I've always been like, yo, like what you like. You know what I'm trying to say? But what I don't do is I don't shit on somebody what they like and what they have. And I always use an analogy. My analogies are, like I said, I grew up in the hood and everything like that. And sometimes they're a little vulgar, but it's like, dude, you know, what you working with. Worry about what you working with. I don't go to the urinals at the stadium and I'm peeking over and seeing what the next guy's got. I don't give a damn. I know what I got. I know what I do. I know what I like. You know what I'm saying? I worry about my own thing. If somebody else likes this, if somebody else likes that, cool. It's all good. And I
Yeah.
don't need to shit on somebody else to justify my purchase or justify my likes. Yo, you like that? Cool. But the thing is, a lot of times people come to me, I got an iPhone, I'm an Apple guy, everything like that. They go, oh, why you don't have a PC? I have a PC. I'm also an IT executive. I have an Android device. You know, I'm trying to say
Right.
connected and everything like that. I have it because I need to have the best of both worlds.
Right.
And I need to understand it because I support it from my clients. Am I biased towards Apple? Listen, I'm part of the ecosystem and everything like that. But I love Androids just as much. And I love open source Androids that I can do a lot more. So I used to always get the what the hell it was, starts with a P, the P versions of the Android,
Pixels or
Pixels.
something.
Yeah, I used to always get the Pixels and all that shit. So it's like, dude, but I just
The
get
Motorola
angry
version.
when people need to argue with each other and find it combative and say, like, so you got team Xbox, team PS5. It's like, dude, you come to my house, I got 4 Xboxes because 2 Series S's, 2 Series X's, right? And 2 PS5s.
Like,
It's
I don't
like,
give a fuck. You know, I'll go play God of War and then I'll go play, you know,
I go play
whatever
exactly
like, whatever fits
exclusives,
my
Halo
boat.
Infinite over here, this, that, then some over there, this portable over here. But I don't want to glow. And if somebody prefers PS5, then you prefer it. Cool. Here's my gamer tag. Add me if you want, and let's game. I love cross-platform, so I love when games are cross-platform. So it kind of
It's about
eliminates
time
that.
they did that. I
Yeah.
found that very greedy. But I would say it was more on the Sony side that they weren't allowing it for the longest. I'm glad they opened that up. But
So what
was it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, read what he was saying. I was going to say what he says is great, and I'll take it a step further.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tech says, yes, I agree with Moto on this. Every day, new YouTubers are born with stupid ideas that they pass off as fact and misinform the community. Do your audience and other YouTubers a favor and research. Facts, man. Like,
I would say the consumers themselves do your research, right?
Yeah.
If you like this YouTuber because his style, his opinions align more with you, that's cool. That's your prerogative, to quote Bobby Brown, right? You know what I'm saying? That's your prerogative. Cool. If you want to do it where I want to go off of 3 people, so I listen to 3 people's reviews and everything like that, and then I make my thing out there. If you want to be the person that you use it for the 30-day warrant return policy you got, and you bang it out for 30 days, and then you return it, then by all means. But make it where you feel as informed as possible, and you make the purchase without feeling buyer's remorse or without feeling like F Mensa for recommending this. I wasted this money all because of EMSA. Come on, man. Like do
right
your own
now,
research.
You know, you got the Nova Blast, which is made of like aluminum, and then you got the Polycase, whatever, and they're like almost in the same price range, right? And then you'll see people just shit on one product versus the other, which is fine if it's in good faith, you know, like, hey, I just don't understand this product, whatever. Okay, that's on you. But a lot of times I'm starting to find that it's because this statement right here, can't afford both. So therefore, they're just going to shit on it blindly. And I don't think that's, I think that's very disingenuous. I think bad faith speaking is a horrible thing. It's like, where's your ethics? You know, because did you, you know, like I did a whole interview with Bushnell, you know, on it, and his wife designed it, you know, And now knowing that his wife designed it, doesn't mean that it has to be good just because the man's wife designed it. But why do you think it's ugly? Like, explain. Like, where's the good faith arguments? There's just never. Just people just speak in general terms and tangents, and they never articulate why they don't like something. You know, say you don't like the color yellow and it triggers you. You know, like say something reasonable, but just don't go out there and say some stupid shit like you just don't like something because you sounded stupid. You know, because now I could just take that for anything. And I don't know. It's just frustrating.
Don't dig in somebody's pockets, man. Sometimes people, it really is like that, man. So for some of you guys, like just remember in childhood, like Mensa said, he could only afford one console, right? I had an NES, and the NES got stolen. They broke into the house, they stole it. I couldn't afford another NES for 3-4 years later. So I was like
every
16.
week for a year straight. My dad took me to Kmart that was about 45 minutes down the road. And I would see him go to the layaway and just hand over cash, and it would be like $3-5. And for a whole year.
Yeah.
You know, and then finally that Christmas, I got my Nintendo. You know, so it you know, this man, you know.
Dude, we did stuff like that. Shovel snow, man.
Yeah.
We did paper routes.
Or if I go and
did whatever to save up, man.
I always had to keep what I asked for under $5.
You get your
know,
good
that's what they
grades.
could afford. Yeah, you know, but
You gotta do whatever you gotta do, bro.
waiting patiently, seeing this man use his hard-earned money for my happiness, even though it took a whole year. It's a lot of nostalgia for me. So,
What up,
you know,
Dom?
What's going
But
on,
dude,
man?
it wasn't
What's up,
even
bro?
only video games, bro. I used to do that stuff for comic books. I used to do that stuff for Marvel cards. Like
That's another thing.
Bro.
My other nostalgia is that my dad would come home with comic books, the Fat
Yes.
Albert stuff and whatnot. And then I lived down in. My dad was from an area called Phoebus, so it's like a port town down near Hampton University, a historical black college. Held the
Hampton.
drive is called the Emancipation Drive. The Emancipations that were signed down there got the original tree still. Either way, go down there, and even to this day, the comic book store is still there. Got one called Atomic Comics, and there's this other mom and pop store, and you know, Cat B on the comics, you know, and they still have the old thrift, you know, it's like a thrift shop, you know, got all the old toys and stuff. But it's just interesting that this is still alive, and it brings back a lot of nostalgia. You know, this was my gateway to, you know, cartoons and memories.
Yeah.
It's all we had. So
Remember Archie? That was my
Oh.
dad's favorite comic, Archie. He used
that's
to
my
bring
wife,
that up.
and
Really?
she's got
What?
I mean, we're talking boxes, and to this day, I'm like, can I get rid of them? Hell the fuck no. You know,
my
that's
dad
the one
loves some Archie.
If I touch that,
God
I'll
damn.
get destroyed. You know, but she's got stacks on stacks of boxes of Archie comics.
So what's been up, fellas, man? You know, I'm up for air right now. I see Mensa, and can't blame me for 30 minutes. Can't blame me, Mr. Mensa. You rolling 2 hours, and ain't my fault.
Hey, I got bored, and then off the cuff, man, Will came through.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
I'm
this
playing
is
hooky.
I was
I'm
like,
playing
'cause my
hooky
goal was
today
just to
from
come
work.
on, and I was just going to stare at.
Hey,
You know,
Will in the building, man. What's up, Will? What's up, y'all? What? Give me a back brief. Y'all must have been
man, we
talking
talked
about Nova.
everything. man.
Everything,
Nova.
man. Off
Did
the
y'all
Man,
talk
we
about
talked
the
about
Bash Bucks?
Mars and
No,
you
not
launching
yet, not
space
yet.
shuttles and
That's your shift. I'm gonna drop
Hey, well,
and
hold
catch
on.
up and
Hey,
listen.
Will, I want to address this. I'm
you
glad
got the Star
Mensa.
Trek symbol.
Oh no, hey, shh. Let me raise my. So Mensa, I'm glad you called off the cuff because I gotta. Did y'all address this Attack from Mars pinball?
No, go for it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna speak on this, man.
All right.
I got an issue with this whole IP thing, man, because I ain't gonna lie. Would I rather Attack from Mars or this damn Addams Family I got coming? Hell no. I would rather Attack from Mars. I wouldn't. That's not my nostalgia, really. I like Addams Family, but the Attack from Mars look closest to the original
It's
cabinet.
probably the best.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
dude,
It looks beautiful. Beautiful
hey,
cab.
that game's good job.
They did a good
Yeah.
job. But what I don't give a thumbs up to is y'all making me feel like, now here's my problem, fellas. They made me feel like, we'll drop. Oh, there we go. They made me feel like Adam's Family was going to be the only IP out damn near 6 to 8 months. I would say for the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
No, this was a fact. And this was inferred. You know, now, see, you're going to have people try to say otherwise, but bullshit, because I keep receipts.
Yep.
And it was definitely more than inferred that this was going to be something that's going to be for like at least the next 6 months.
At least 6 months.
You know, because people asked and they're like, you better get this while you can. FOMO. You know, shame on me. You know, life's lesson.
Yeah, shame on me. You know,
but God damn.
Yeah, I'll take the L. You know, maybe I should have waited like some people did. Some people was like, well, I'm going to wait for a better skin. But if you're telling me, yeah, we probably looking at the first 2 quarters before we get any IPs approved and all this, what you think I'm going to do? I even convinced Mensa. I feel bad now. I convinced him to pre-order because I'm like, you're going to miss out. You know, hey, they may not have no other graphics come out. And so he ended up pre-ordering because of what I said. So, yeah, I'm not too happy about it.
Okay.
I wish I could change my, cancel my Adam's Family and order Attack from Mars. I might just take a $200 loss. Fuck it. I just might do it. I don't know.
I did a chargeback. So far, I'm winning.
Oh, wait, Canada Phil coming with some gems.
So I proved to At Games Were Liars. I showed them the receipts that if you canceled your order, they had a promissory to give out a certain date. You got to understand that we ordered back in like September or some crazy.
Man, this was way back in early September.
So September, October, November, December. Now, mind you, when are they saying this coming out? To like in January or some shit?
Well, December
January.
they said, but now
So a legal chargeback, you can't wait past like a certain amount of time.
Right.
So they're playing the long game on you, and then it's just bullshit consumer practice. If you're look at this, guys. They're not saying estimate. Okay, they're telling you when to expect this. So where's the date on this one? Because I swore I saw March.
I think it's March, February, right?
Oh, they put estimate here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little irritated. I'm a little irritated with that because
But see, the thing is, where they fucked up. Sorry to cut you off. Where they fucked up.
Are you good? Go ahead, man.
They sent an email saying you will have your cabinet and you will be pushed ahead of the line by December 31st.
But Mensa, can you address the technical sheet? Now we all thought. Now, am I confused here? Canada Phil, correct me if I'm wrong. This new technical sheet that just came out that listed all the variations. How come the Adams Family is at the bottom, if you ask me? Because it's not limited. I thought Adams Family was, that's how it was sold to me. That it was
limited because they're supposed to have like the 1 through like 5,000 only. Are you serious?
No, man, pull up man. Somebody have the technical sheet?
Where's that? On the Facebook?
Damn it! It's a technical. Phil, do you know where that sheet is? Because it's a sheet that has all the cabs up, and then it has the different variations and what's limited and what's not.
Yes, Gallica. And I did a YouTube video on it. And I was like, well, thanks for offering us back our money. I emailed them and they said,
oh, yeah, I'm getting my shit back.
Your money back. So I sent the bank all that information. I was like, look, they promised us and they're not going to do it. They're lying.
I'm going to try to find this technical sheet. I'm going to find this.
They said they considered it a standard. It's supposed to be a limited edition.
Oh, yeah, Mensa. Okay.
That was the whole thing with the placard. Remember?
All right, Phil just co-signed. Phil just co-signed what I said. I was told.
See, that's basically why would they have a placard?
Bro, they said this shit is standard, bro. Look at the text sheet.
Stamp what number yours was?
Yep. Nah, not now. Phil just co-signed. I'm not pulling shit out my ass. There was a technical sheet, Mensa. I hope you can find it. It says standard edition on there. I'm telling y'all. We thought that this was the Adams Family was limited that means limited got high resale value.
I'm pulling up my own shit now because I did a whole damn video. See, this is why I real time
Phil, do you have
jump
the sheet?
on and do these videos because they gaslight, dude.
Yeah, they hella gaslighted on that. I don't care.
Now I'm getting pissed because I swear to God, that's why, because it was supposed to be a
But
limited
Tech,
edition.
So
That's
Tech,
bullshit.
where's that sheet, Tech?
That was
Then?
over the
Because
whole coin door crap.
what do you mean none of these are limited, Buzz? Because they on the text sheet that they sent out.
No, he's just
It
confirming
said-
what we're mad about. Oh my God.
Yeah, that text sheet said that
The fuck?
Star Trek and Attack from Mars is limited.
Adams Family.
We got to find that text sheet.
Well, you know, Phil's been doing a good job of Adams Family placard of documenting this stuff on his page. Let me see if I can pull this up on the Facebook.
Damn it, I just saw the shit, man.
Facebook Legends Arcade. All right, here we go. I'm gonna keep scrolling down.
It's a comparison, guys. It's a comparison. I hope
Let's see
Phil is
here.
out there looking for it because I think he might have posted it.
Well, I'm gonna
Man.
pull up that Adams Family placard where it was limited edition. I swear to God.
Hey, well, you heard what Tech just said.
This is
None
some
of them
weird
are.
shit, dude. Here goes Michael Burry. You got to give this company credit, man. Feedback was provided, and they were flexible and caring enough to do the work.
Who said that? Michael?
Well, this is when they corrected all the stuff, so I agree with.
Oh
you.
yeah,
If it was true.
I'm not arguing with that, Mike. But at the
No. This is not live. It was the old post.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not arguing. They did listen to feedback. My problem is, where's the transparency at? There's some deceptive practices there. I don't give a damn who in here. PK, I'm just telling you there's some weird shit going on because you had me thinking that this was a limited edition machine.
Oh, dude, this is bullshit.
I wouldn't have ordered it, dude. I would not order this.
I ordered it because it was like 1 through. I was like, okay, well, I'll be special.
Right.
And then I realized that they have all these other IPs. I was like, ugh.
I wouldn't have ordered this, man. I'm not bitching. I'm just saying, tell me what it is.
Yeah, there's the picture of the placard here for the coin.
I need this damn text sheet. Oh, yep, JLS. Yep. Okay, so Will said that Phil put it in the group. It's a limited pieces on the spec sheet. Yeah, that's it. I know I'm not crazy. Mensa, if you got a chance, look at Phil's page and there's a text sheet.
The influencers, Carl. If you were an influencer,
yeah, Carl, you know who's getting that.
Let
me see if I can go to
that said that they're going to be bumped ahead of everybody.
I'm going to Phil page.
Yeah, I'm
What's
on
the
his
name of
page
Phil?
now.
Oh,
I'm
you
just
on it?
trying to,
Okay.
I'm just trying
Get
to
the
find
text
it
sheet.
exactly so that I don't show the rest of this page. Because speaking of that, you got people from the other groups who, F with Phil, and I mean F with him in a bad way, but then they're sitting here tagging me. They're tagging me to let them in the group. Leave me alone. Like, why are you guys stalking me to make me let you into this group? Like, we're nobodies, right? We're not special. Only got 8 people here saying hi and what's up. Appreciate you guys. Who am I? So why the fuck are you guys tagging me and trying to infiltrate us to see what we I thought we were nobodies.
Well, Tech Buzz telling y'all, hey.
But people are trying to harassing me to make them let them into the group that we got kicked out of. So you kick us out of one group, and then and you're the wife of the admin, and then you want in our group? Fuck off.
I can't wait till Minster show y'all this text sheet because I think people missed this.
What did he put it in the
Phil put it in his group. JLS just said it too.
Oh, is this the one that says Legend 4K pinball product comparison?
Bam, pull it up. Let people see the truth.
Oh, it's blurry.
Damn, they told us that this was limited.
But
it's no longer limited on that text sheet.
December 15th. Oh, AtGames posted it. Hold on.
Yeah, pull it up. I can't wait for y'all to see this. Yeah, I can't.
They're not going to be able to see it really, but I'll pull it up.
But you can read it. You can read it out.
I will try because it's blurry. See, share
Oh, is that
screen.
blurry? Oh shit.
Yeah, it was a bad copy over.
All
Let
right.
me. Here we go.
Well, let's
share.
see if we can try to.
All right.
Okay, let's see if. Damn, I can't read.
Oh, wait. Actually, here we go.
Oh, you good? So what does that say, Mensa? Can you read off what does that say by the Adams family?
Okay,
Look at-
limited quantity. All of them are no.
All right, that's all I'm
then-
saying.
Yeah. What the fuck? You
That-
bastards.
So
So
is Star
what-
Trek limited?
Wait. Compare the contrast from each of these amazing. The key difference is CP models are limited editions capped at 5,000 built. See?
So which one? Okay, so tell me which ones are 5,000, Mensa.
It had to be the one with the 5,000 fucking placard, which was Adam's family.
No, look at that sheet. What does it say?
5,000. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Look at the 3.
I
It's-
see.
There it is. All right.
Yo,
enough said.
hell
I'm
no,
done talking.
bro.
I'm done
So
talking.
why do they have a placard with the numbers? It was 5,000 was the number because I knew it was going to be 5,000 before this was even
Hey,
announced.
What
They're
Phil just
gaslighting.
said?
You pieces of shit.
Pull up Phil
Worst
comment.
fucking company ever, man.
Pull up Phil comment,
You
Mensa.
liar.
No,
This
the
is-
new info shows it's standard. Bait and switch. Now, if y'all want to
But Carl or
Jason-
Phil, am I wrong? The Adams family was 5,000 with the
that's what they said in the beginning. That's what they said in the
So
beginning.
what was the placards? What the hell was that?
I don't smoke and mirrors, I guess, because you see what Phil just
Bitches,
told you.
man.
He
Sons
just
of
told
bitches.
you at the bottom. Star Trek, Snoopy, and Attack from Mars is the 3 limited. The ones
Carl,
we
I
didn't even
swear to
order.
you, man. I saw because I knew the number was 5,000 before this sheet ever came out, and it wasn't because somebody told me. It's because I read it. I'm gonna find this shit.
Carl,
because
when did they
everything
say that, Carl?
Yeah,
They did not say it. When did they say that? Because I remember them saying it was limited, man. That's why everybody
It's
went and bought
limited.
it.
It was a limited edition run of the Addams Family, capped out.
That's
at
not
5,000.
true.
That was the whole fucking point of the placard, man.
That's y'all killing me, man.
Or am I being what do you call
No.
it?
Oh, so Tech Buzz made a point here.
When?
Pull that up. He said, see, at games will say limited edition, but what they fail to say is that it's limited for shipping 23-24. Ah, okay.
Okay, well, no, but see, here's my issue. How did I know the number was 5,000?
Because they
I
said
read
that.
it.
They
Because
said
I read it.
5,000.
So I'm going to find this shit, and I'm gonna pull up receipts, and I'm gonna shove it
Yeah,
in
pull
everybody's
receipts
fucking
up,
face.
man.
I'm gonna
Pull the
find this,
receipts up.
because I swear to God, because this was before this. I never seen this.
Well,
I just
Canada
knew it was
Phil is
5,000.
right. Canada Phil is right. We all, like fools, ordered a standard
we just-
edition.
Yeah.
Look, and let's be fair. And I'm the fool. I'm fool. We ordered a standard edition. We will not have hands on a limited Attack from Mars or Star Trek, which when we try to resell or say we try to resell this damn standard, it's standard. That shit gonna be in Costco. This other stuff will be limited, which we don't even have a play at because we already done ran and ordered this shit.
I'm gonna Google. Let's see here. Maybe I can catch them on some archive shit. See, Adams Family. Pin
Carl,
ball.
that's not true. That's not true, Carl. You got Tech Buzz in here saying, and you have Canada Phil saying it. We're not just pulling it out our ass, Carl. They did say it was limited. This is the first time I'm seeing that Adams Family is a standard edition. Tech Buzz, let's be real here. Did they not say that?
I saw 5,000.
Look, Canada Phil just confirmed what I said. Do y'all think we just be making stuff up? He says, ding, ding, you hit it. If the machine ever ends up in Sam's, it will be the Adams Family one. I'm trying to figure out where we making something up here.
I'll just find the receipts.
No,
I'm not
yes,
gonna
no,
do that.
Haywood. I laughed when you said don't pre-order. And we boys. I'll tell the truth. When you said don't pre-order, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? But now I
Okay,
see what you're
so
saying.
they did say that, but it wasn't what you think is limited edition. What he's saying, they played on the words. My issue with that is, I understand your limited
bullshit,
edition
though.
thing, and I'm real. Well, hold on, I'm willing to eat that, but my problem is I'm not willing to eat the fact that I knew the number was 5,000 way back in September. So where did that number come from? I don't think I made that up.
Carl, I know. I'm telling you what the first conversations was, Carl, and they said
Got it.
Okay, please pull up the receipts because it's hard to explain.
Eat it. What's to say? Number what? Number what?
Hey, that's all I'm saying.
Got him. 5,000 was supposed to be the run.
And what machine that's on? Adam's family.
Motherfucking family.
That's all I'm saying, man. It was bait and switch.
Tell me I'm wrong. What's this, guys?
See,
Educate
Tech Boss
me.
just told y'all. He just told y'all, Carl.
Motherfucking educate me. Carl, how you gonna still deny?
You can't deny it, Carl. That Steven just told you. They did say it.
They
But
did
they
say
was a
it,
play
and
on
it's here.
words.
Look at the fucking placard.
It's the placard
Number
right
what?
there, too.
Number fucking 1. It was 5,000 limited run. It's right here on the damn placard.
I don't know what we got to tell y'all to make you
1,
believe
2,
it.
3, 4.
So Mensa, what I'm gonna do is what P-Dub said. They said that they're gonna give us our money back if it ain't in the house
Carl,
by
what is
Christmas.
this? It's at Games. Adam's family number device for 5,000 was going to be the number.
That's where Mensa got the 5,000 number.
Nah, dude, the verbiage
Oh,
wasn't
Carl,
different
you reaching,
because I'm gonna
Carl.
drop the fucking receipts on you.
Carl, you're reaching.
When I drop the
You're reaching,
receipts,
Carl.
Carl, just say I was right, I was wrong.
Just
Do you agree to that?
keep reaching,
Because you
bro.
know I'm
Keep reaching, man.
embarrassed you. I'm gonna find the receipts because I have it somewhere.
Just let it go, Carl, because you reaching. It wasn't just a placard. They said it was limited, dude.
Well, first he didn't remember. I was arguing it was the placard, then I was being told it wasn't the placard. And here,
Man, I'm gonna leave that
Is it
alone.
not right here, guys? I'm
gonna leave it alone.
Boom.
We know the truth. And when P-Dub said that we gonna get our money back if we don't get the shit by Christmas.
Hey, Carl,
I'm gonna
you gotta
get my
understand
money
that I
back.
know who I see who's in those groups.
Yeah.
Those influence groups, those NDA groups. I see who affiliates with those people in those NDA groups.
Just leave it at that. I'm gonna order Attack from Mars. I'm gonna get my money back. And try to,
you got to be careful, brother. Wink, wink. All right. See, think about how useless your Adams Family order was now, and he realistically ended up in March, now January, and now every machine is slated to arrive in March. Yeah, and the machine that we ordered on photo, which was supposed to be fucking limited edition, ain't gonna be it.
He's right. He's right. So I'm gonna get my money back and reorder Attack from Mars. Fuck them.
That's what I'm
because
doing.
that machine looks exactly the same.
But they're not offering refunds though. They lied about that.
Wait, I thought the email said if you don't get it for Steven, can you clarify that?
It's true. We got the email. I got the screenshots of the email. I got the email.
So why are we not gonna get the 200 back? Or can I change my
because they said you agreed to them keeping your money, which is
no.
bullshit.
Well, so can I? All right. So if I don't get it by Christmas, can I move my 200 to Attack from Mars?
No.
Oh,
I already tried. They told me no. They said just ignore our email and you won't get your machine and we'll keep your money.
Nah, Carlo, I get it. You want us to be happy, but I'm just upset that I got baited into something.
Carl.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Man, and we are happy people. We love our lives. We love our fucking lives, and I'm good, bro.
I just don't want to be lied to on some stale shit.
Yeah, but don't gaslight me on some bullshit, bro. If I'm looking at this shit, because see, the thing is, I get it. I can be wrong. I'm human, okay. But I don't like the fact that I know for a fact in my head I'm visualizing it because I have it somewhere.
Oh, come on.
It was 5,000 limited edition for this device. Not only was that confirmed for what I read, look at the damn placard number. Why would they put a fucking number? Because you just said there was no numbers, but there's numbers. So that would mean if there's a number 1, that means there's going to be a number freaking 2. Okay? Why would you number it? Okay? There's a number for a freaking reason.
So
That means
Steven
it's limited.
said you go back to the bottom of the list. And then Phil said they moved the goalpost to the 31st. Wait, I didn't see that. When did that happen?
Tech, there's no canceling because you don't get your order at all. I've already had the email stating
Oh,
they're going to
okay.
keep your money. There's no cancel going back to the bottom of the list. They just keep your money. I mean, yeah, you do go to the bottom of the list, but they keep your money. You lost $200.
Gallagher guy, oh, wait, that's a good point. What about this, fellas? What Gallagher
Correct,
guy
Mike.
saying?
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. He said that his
But
return
Mike, I got
policy.
him. It hasn't expired for me, and I think it's 180 days. So contact your banks ASAP if you want. I shut them all the emails, all the articulations, and they sided with me. So At Games is going to have to battle them to get their money back.
Hey, so what about the return policy? Gallagher guy got a good idea. Just send it back. I mean,
Well, you know, a lot of these companies are sneaky, Gallagher. I don't know the answer to that, but you'll be surprised that they'll tell you cannot return it. Did you know iArcade had a no return policy?
of course they did.
And then, so even if you say got with Adam or with this through Sam's Club, a lot of the times it says, "Please stop, do not return to store. Contact the company." Blah 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 blah. And
we ain't gonna be able to resell this.
So make sure if you get this through Sam's Club or anything like that, that if there's a warranty policy, do their warranty policy. Otherwise, you're screwed, and you're gonna have to handle with Ag.
Well, you're going to have to go on offer up, and these things ain't gonna sell good on offer up. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm just saying, I want to put this away that let's use your heads, let's use common sense.
They lied. Let's admit it. They lied.
Right. And if you have a placard, and I already knew it was 5,000, what the fuck does this mean? Born on this date, give you a specific, number, and then they tell you the number here of one of what, because of the limited edition.
You know what, man? So I'm wondering if the Bash Box could play some Zen pinball. Canada Phil, we need to look at that because I'm sick of this crap. If I could get Zen pinball tables on the Play Store, well, I think it's on the Play Store, and if the shit is 4K output, Bill, we need to look at some shit. Since PK want to play ball, we can play ball.
All right. If a company is going to miss its promised delivery date, they are not entitled to keep your money. Exactly. Look at Destiny, right? They missed their date. They were transparent, and they're like, "Hey, instead of February, we pushed out to June." Sony sent me a notification. They said, "In the coming months, if they don't make this deadline, we're going to send you out a notification. Before now and then, you need to confirm if you still want your pre-order. If not, we are going to automatically refund you." That's that's practice. That's customer practice, where you refund somebody because they said, "Hey, this is going to be the estimated date," and they didn't deliver. That's how it's supposed to be. Not, "Hey, you guys pre-ordered your shit, and fuck you, we're not going to give you your money back."
You know what I'm thinking, Mensa? So Phil brings up the Bash Box could do anything from the Google Store and a single screen only, no DMD DMD or back glass. I'm wondering, where's Buy Stuff Store at?
But see, that's crazy, Biggie, because Carl was fussing and cussing at Arlene, saying she didn't know what she was talking about. But now, here's the truth. She told the truth. Which was...
Mensa, we should reach out to Buy Stuff Store. Because are they still selling that? I wonder if they still selling that box. Is Buy Stuff Store still selling that back glass that it's like $600. It has the DMD. Because hell, you could make your own machine at this point.
Someone made a point. Do you really need 4K?
What, pinball? Yeah. I would say yes.
Why? Is what making it look better? Is it the 4K or is it the better processor?
You know what? Oh yeah, that's a good question. I haven't played 4K virtual pinball, so I can't really speak on that. Maybe Phil's a pinball guy. I don't.
I mean, things look brighter and stuff, but that could have been anything,
So yeah, that's my rant today, man. So I'm just a little irritated when I saw Attack from Mars, and I'm like, I'll eat it.
Carl,
You know.
what do you mean she might have been right, brother? She was right.
Yeah,
That
she
game
was.
sit down an official email. You took an L on this one, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
the At Games already made their statement. It's not gonna. I mean, Biggie said
I can take my L.
Yeah, it's delayed. I mean, it's okay. Things can be delayed. The problem is when we were saying this was the case, people were up in arms, calling us
March.
liars and
Carlo,
this and
March,
that.
Carlo. March. Probably say Sente's March.
Oh no, what he's trying to say is that he's trying to do an analogy to defend his
Oh,
stance,
well,
which
we
is-
never. Well, here's the
which
thing:
is
we
if
never
the fact
heard
that
Polycade.
if the Polycade doesn't deliver, then he's gonna try to go. Well, aren't you guys complaining about that? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna tell Tyler. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell Tyler. Tyler, I want my machine. You told me
Yeah.
March.
But
y'all
here's
think
the
we're scared
bit.
to talk to
But here's the
people?
bit. Has it come up to the fact that if I said, hey, I would like my money back, or if it came up to the fact that he's not lying, where I go,
He never made no promises. He said
Yeah.
estimated. Tyler said estimated on the show, guys. He said
he
that.
was on our show. We interviewed
Yeah, he
him.
said estimated. Because I asked him. I said, when
Yeah.
can we get the machine? He said estimated. Mark. That means, you know, when somebody tell me estimated, that means I'm not planning on it because it's an estimate. I'm not guaranteeing it. But y'all told me I'm gonna get my machine by Christmas.
Right.
I'm looking for it.
It's in the email. Do you want me to show you the email, Carl?
Yeah, I look. I'm gonna tell
I
you
don't know,
this.
Carl. I don't foresee the Polycade coming out at that time at all, honestly, because he went from probably thinking he was only going to get so much, and that got his
He got overwhelmed with the Kickstarter.
He got like so many. He earned like so many millions from that. So
Yeah, I don't think if I'm a betting man, I think Tyler it may be spring, but he got so hit by that Kickstarter. There's been such an overwhelming response to it. I can see it getting
it's in
pushed
writing.
back. Yeah, I can see it getting pushed back.
That's the thing. We don't have to debate on it. It's in writing. And then what I'm going to find, I promise you guys, I'm gonna fucking find it where it said this machine was going to be a 5,000 limit.
It was in writing. It was in writing.
And I'm gonna fucking find it.
It was in writing, December 31st. I remember reading that because I said, "Oh, it will be a late Christmas gift to myself."
Mm-hmm.
And Mo said he still don't know nothing. Sorry, Mo.
Look,
sorry, Mo.
Why are we even debating when it's fucking right here and plain?
Yeah, ain't no debate, Carlo. You know it's the truth. I know you like a
It's right
healthy
here,
debate,
number.
Carlo.
You don't fucking put a number on a top that's not limited. So I mean,
Carlo, I know you like debating, but this ain't no debate really because it's all in writing. There's nothing really we can't say it didn't happen. We read the 31st date. Mo is in the same boat with everybody else. Oh, well, Mo just said it. Now listen, Carlo, are you going to argue with Mo? And Mo said just here that he's in an influencer group. And he just told you.
You're going to look silly, Carl. All right, here we go.
Man, let's look at that.
Man.
Mo just said he's in the influencer group, and he said it was limited edition.
See,
are we gonna argue with Mo?
Because how many times I gotta drop receipts on you motherfuckers? You know, like, are you kidding me?
So now
I'm gonna make a whole story. I'm gonna clip this shit.
Carl, did you just you got members of the influencer group, Carl.
I'm gonna have the chicken head bob.
You got to take the L,
I'm
Carl.
you, Carl.
You got to take the L, bro. Are you gonna argue with Mo? If Mo just told you he in the group,
it's gonna be all for fun, Carl. But I'm gonna meme you.
Yeah, you gotta take the L, bro.
Carl. Come on, bro.
Carl like debating. I learned that he likes to debate. He know the truth. You ain't gonna argue with Mo, and Mo's in the group.
You're talking to. Let me see.
Stephen Haywood said the same shit. They said it was limited.
I'm gonna pull it up because I got it.
He said, "Smack me down." Carl was one of those kids that was a habitual line crosser. I bet he used to cross lines with his parents all the time. They tell him don't do it, and he debating with them.
Yeah.
Habitual line crosser is what I'm calling Carl. You the habitual line crosser. That's your new nickname from the Off the Cuff family. Carlo, aka the habitual line crosser.
I'm gonna find this picture because ooh,
Get him. He wants to get smacked
Get
down.
him.
He likes it rough. He likes it rough. He said, "Smack me down."
smack him down.
Smack him. AKA habitual line crosser.
Now I get it. You got
Take
friends
your L,
of yours,
Carl,
Carl, that's
make
in
the
the
little stuff.
influencer group, and they probably lying to you about stuff. But it's not gonna work out.
Carl, take your L like me and Mensa had to do.
Yeah.
Just
We
take
took
it.
ours. Right
Yeah,
is
we
right.
took
and wrong
our
is
L,
wrong.
man.
Facts are facts. I believe in facts.
Yeah, took our
Okay.
L, bro.
And the facts are there's an email that says
Take your L.
specific date. I'm just trying to, you know what? Hold on. My screen may go, but I'm gonna do a quick search. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you. Yep,
All right,
yep.
cool.
I got you.
So I'm pulling this shit up now. Hold on. Cause yeah. You mean yeah, you gonna get this work, Kyle. Let's see here. Where's that email at? Type in the date, December 31st.
I want that, man. Oof. We got a bunch of shit dropping. He said the Mandela effect. JLS some food for that.
Yeah. Damn it. Here we go. Installation timeline. I got one, but I'm gonna find the email, even though I got the other one.
Feel right. I mean, CEP or standard.
Hey, Phil, if you got it, hook me up. I'm trying to, because it's cluttered. Let's see here.
We all gonna be having machines in March. The market's gonna be flooded with different IPs. Watch. I'm gonna have my attack from Mars though. I would have got Star Trek if they would have had better graphics. I like Star Trek personally, but I just didn't like the graphics they used.
All right, let's see here. Hey,
Which
Phil, if you got
JLS,
it,
what you
post
talking
it to
about?
me, because it's flooded in my pictures.
What JLS? You talking about Unico? You talking about the Nova? JLS about to get the candy cab? Oh shit!
See, but
We gonna have to you gonna be on the couch, Will. Shit, I might be with you, brother. We might as well just be couch buddies.
Hey, I know somebody who bought the Sente, still hasn't told his wife.
Who, you?
No, not me. My wife knows about this. That's why I had to cancel that.
Oh.
I probably should have.
You a
That's
fool,
my
man.
argument. Give me back my money, you motherfuckers.
You a fool.
I don't want it no more.
You don't want
I'm
it no more.
angry.
You about to use, hey, Vince about to run pinball on his Sente.
Basically.
Hey, Will say he about to order that Unico. Hey, I think I'm gonna be right with you.
Hey Phil, repost me that screen.
Oh, it's you, JLS. Oh, the truth come. Hey, you better hope Lily ain't watching.
You watching?
Oh shit.
Man,
We sorry.
Hold on, let me type in the word email.
He said big ass freight box gonna arrive in March. Hey, shit. What's this? Hey, I lied and said Mensa sent me a review unit. I didn't buy that. Mensa bought it. Oh, JLS Gaming sent me a review unit for the channel. This is for work, baby. Shit. This ain't for leisure. This for work. I got to stream off of this. That was my excuse. Y'all playing. Y'all got to get creative.
Damn, where
here.
did it go?
What Phil say? I'm just waiting to see the story the YouTube reviewers used for how they ended up with a machine early. Oh, well, Phil, hey, you just had to get your order in, Phil.
Hey Phil, give me that picture, would you, for the December 31st crop? It's buried to me. I have it.
Yeah, JLS Gaming sent me a review unit for me to do a in-depth review on the channel. So that's why I got this big box here. Thanks, Will.
Oh, right. Where's my email?
Hey, I
at?
want that candy cab though. You know, and well, while Mensa doing that, I'm gonna speak on why I'm buying the candy cab. We
Yeah,
all
go for
got
it.
different iterations of arcades in our game rooms, right?
Yep.
But what I don't have is a damn candy cab. So that means I'll have a driving cab. I'll have kind of a multi-cade with the Polycade Sente, and then I'll have a candy cab for my shooters. I plan to use the candy cab to run all my shooter games. I think shooters play the best on candy cabs. And it's kind of nostalgic for me because the shooters that I played was on candy cabs. So that's going to be, I'm going to make that a shooter cab.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be good, man.
Yeah, that's going to be all my like truck stands and my shit.
So because you could do vertical or whatever on this one.
Yep,
Right?
yep. No, I'm not going horizontal that. I'm just going to be straight vertical, and I'm going to have like truck stand and all my favorite shooters is going to be on that one cab.
Okay.
Yep, that's how I'm going to do that. Man, I'm going to get the base too. What's the full price? What, $1,000 for the base end?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just $1,000 for the top?
It's 99 or it's 1,000 for the top.
Okay, then,
And then
the
like
base is,
like 200 or 400 for the base.
so we talking about what?
It's
$1,300?
$1,400 to include the chairs, and then like $1,100 to $1,200 to not.
Ow!
Yeah,
I feel good.
it's not bad. I mean, if you
That's
look
not
at the
bad.
Viewlix,
The Viewlix
you know,
is $2,000
and
for
try
it.
to hunt it down. Yeah.
Okay, so Tech Buzz said $1,400 for all bases. Oh, so Mo, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get it. You know what? I might make
Hey Phil, look at your messages.
I might do like Mo and do a fighting cab, like a candy cab. So I might do shooters and fighters in the Nova. Now I don't need the stools. Also, JLS doing a Naomi. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's a good idea, Will.
What's that?
He said he's gonna do a Naomi project.
Yeah, that's gonna be genius. You know, that's pretty much the premise. You know,
$300 for shipping because it's metal. Oof. Yeah, that Polycade is like a powder coated steel too.
yeah. All right, so I got one of
I'm about
them.
to sell off everything, Tech Buzz. I got my full size arcades. I'm keeping those. I'm selling off my ALUs and shit. I'm getting rid of that.
Damn, where'd Phil go?
Mo say he about to be a sucker. Hey, Mo, get in line with us.
The Mo got a Viewlix, don't he?
Yeah, Mo, you got a Viewlix too. Oh,
Show
see,
off, Mo.
I really like that Viewlix. That shit. I seen Emperor with that Viewlix that had a light switch on the. You could cut a light on in the back of that. I was like, damn, that motherfucker's nice. But 2,000, yeah, that's a lot.
And then 19K, he got like an OG Astro cab or some shit, don't he?
19K got an Astro cab?
I think so.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he was saying it was like, damn,
Yeah,
I
that
don't want to
Viewlix
speak
is-
for him, but I wanted to say it's like between 2 to 4K or some shit like that. Because, you know, you're talking about shipping and like he got the real deal.
Oh, Phil working on Canadian distribution for the Nova. Okay, Phil, I see you.
It's the email one, Phil, about the guaranteed date for your cancellation. Oh, found it.
Oh shit, Mo, you sold it?
Oh, I got it.
Mo said he done got rid of the ALU and ALP. Hey, I'm right with you, bro. I'm about to list my shit. I got 2 ALUs. I got a 1.0, a 1.1, and then I got the ALP. I'm about to sell all that shit. And cause Mo, you know, my theory is if I have a Gamer Pro, why the fuck do I need my ALU? That's a waste. Cause the Gamer Pro do the same shit. I already got a Gamer Pro with Mini or Gamer Mini, whatever you call that shit, with the puck, hockey puck. That's the whole
right.
guts.
Let's see here. Carl,
Shit, if She-Line find me that damn,
you ready for me to bend over and for you to apologize?
Oh,
For you to apologize, Carl? You ready for this, guys? Here we
Pull
go.
it up,
Roll call.
want an apology,
Dear
Carl.
reservation motherfucking holders. Many customers have been continuously reaching out to us since February of last year and inquiring about switching their Legends Pinball CPU upgrade pre-orders to Legends Pinball 4K for the exciting new Legends 4K that will be unavailable. We would like to now offer this opportunity for those who wish to switch their reservations. Apologize. Furthermore, if you decide to reserve your Legends 4K during our upcoming initial pre-order, which is back in September, which I did, you will qualify for the first wave. Delivery schedule, receiving your unit by, there's no estimated, by December 31st, 2023. Apologize.
Carlo, you know what to do.
Kiss it.
Oh, that boy keep on. He said delivery schedule. Carlo, man, hey, is Carlo an attorney? Because he's sounding like one right now. That boy is in deliberation.
He's in cahoots.
Hey, Mo.
It's clear as fucking day, dude. Don't give me
If Jade finds me that Moonwalker, if Jade finds that Moonwalker, fuck all y'all. Jade says a Moonwalker out near us is shit. If she finds that shit,
that doesn't mean
I'm out of
after.
here.
It means on that date or before.
Oh well, shit. It don't matter, Carlo, what I said. It doesn't matter.
Your conversation was with me.
He's no, because I said delivered. I did say delivered, but I mean, hey,
His
I can't wordplay like At Games do
because it was with me.
Well, why can't I wordplay like At Games wordplay? I'm just keeping the playing field level.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. He said cancel a Pete. Man, I'm getting attacked from Mars. I don't give a damn. I'm getting that. I'm about to sell all the rest of this shit though. Man's already done bleeded my pockets with all kind of handhelds. I got a whole drawer of handhelds and all this shit. Got me buying arcades. I'm done with y'all, man.
They said they're going to deliver it by this date. Your argument was that this was never said or done.
JLS got me spending money, sending links and shit. Y'all don't send me no more links. Don't send me no more Kickstarters. Don't send me nothing else. Fuck, I'm done. And let Mensa,
I'm still clipping.
Next time you send me something, I'm gonna ask you if you got room in that back house, because I'm gonna have to move.
Got some room in the attic.
Oh, so I gotta go in the arcade loft. Ain't this a bitch?
Well, actually, I have a man cave out shed, so
yeah, I got to go on it.
Down the road, I got another 2-car garage. So I got
as long as I got a urinal around,
we use.
Make sure I got a urinal. That's all I need. Fuck it. I know JLS got space down there. Or maybe his agent, his special agent, can find me a spot because I'm gonna be out of a home.
But I just wonder how many receipts
I'm gonna get put out. Huh?
You seen the limited edition placards. You see me drop receipt after receipt. And when I find this 5,000 shit, I'm gonna go on a fucking tirade.
Well, y'all better get ready because he gonna find it. He gonna find it.
It kills me that I keep showing these fucking receipts over and over and over.
Nobody cares, man.
But y'all can't. But y'all don't take my word for shit. Even though I got receipts for fucking days, and then when I show you the motherfucking receipts,
they changed up.
You change up. Like when I showed John's fucking taxes shit, and these bitches go, "Well, that was yesterday." Are you stupid? What do you mean yesterday?
Hey, y'all know who Mensa sound like? Mensa sound like if y'all remember Reading Rainbow, and at the end of the show, LeVar Burton would say, "You don't have to take my word for it," but that's simple. That's what Mensa sound like. LeVar Burton.
Don't internalize it, Carl. We're bros, bro.
Mensa sound like LeVar Burton on Reading Rainbow. You ain't got to take my word for it.
It's in the book.
It's in the book. Take a look. It's in the receipt book.
You don't have to take my word for it.
Oh, he's showing off it. Look at that. I know that blue folder.
I got boxes, man. They're like yay high. Should I go pull them all out?
He pulling receipt. He said he's better with the oil filter visor. All right, y'all. I gotta go back up. But hey, man, this was fun. I needed this break. I needed this break. To the next time. Thanks for the therapy.
Right? I think
All right, y'all.
got something.
Peace out.
Peace. If anybody else want to come through, let me know. Otherwise, I'll head off. It's a good day to pass the time. I'm bored. Try to hide this. There we go. See, Dom thinks it's ridiculous is for them to tell you that you must take it. Exactly. That was the premise. Take it or leave it because this will be limited. Your order to something that actually makes you happy would simply be good customer service. Exactly. I don't understand. Say, I would understand if I was allowed, if they gave me the option to transfer my order over to one SKU to the other, and they're like, yeah, no problem. But they said, no, you're fucked. You got to stick to what you did. That's bullshit. Like, I'm asking for equal, like, I'm still going to buy your product. I'm just asking for a change. And then I'm doing you a favor because you're still not going to give what I want on time. And I'm asking for, now I'm accepting the delay for a different product. I think that's bad practice. But what they don't get is that there's rights out there for people, regardless of what they little fine print or not fine print that they put on these products. As far as if you don't deliver a resource and there was an expectation, a reasonable expectation, not some wordplay bullshit, your bank or if you do small claims or whatever, they're going to go for the reasonable expectation. Just like the whole Pepsi shit with the jet plane. Guy won a contest. Pepsi said they were going to give him a freaking jet plane. And he won it. He sued for a jet plane. Courts were like, no. You seriously thought you were going to get a jet plane? Oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen. If I'm going to be sleeping on the couch, it's going to be because of Attack from Mars, not because of freaking Cousin It. Hell to the no. Let's see what we got here. Let me pull up the Unico shit. Let's talk on that. Unico USA. Share screen. Presents. Share screen. Unico. Facebook. There we go. Share. Sweet. I don't. But, at the same time, I don't recall people squishing up their knees just the way it's angled. I think you're going to be fine, man. Hey, Mo, if you're still here, how tall are you? Because Carl's concern is because he's 6'5", that he's not going to be able to handle this height at all. I mean, I would assume that you could just get different size chairs to settle your issues. I just remember when I played on Candy Crush, granted I'm average height. It was fun. The experience is great. Okay, so Mo is 6'3". And do you have a problem playing on your Vulix? Let's see, we got something here. Because, I don't know. I think let me see here. Oh, wow. It's crazy. Sorry, guys. Let me pull back up this shit. I lost my place. What the hell? There it is. Fuck. Sorry about that. All right. Maybe like say he should be sitting fine. No, not at all. The standard Felix height is fine, just like a candy cap. Just raise the stool a bit. There you go, man. You should have no issues. I mean, there's people of all heights, all weights, all demographics that played on these. And then, when I was over there, I didn't see an issue with people who were above my height playing on these things. Honestly, I think you're going to find a better gaming experience sitting down. And don't forget, arcades were designed for these type of products. I think, of course, we remember our nostalgia of it being in the United States, but these games are Japanese or Asian based, and then they're ported over for the United States. And these are the original. These are theirs. I want to talk on this price. I think, it's my opinion only, this is a good price, especially in comparison to all the other prices out there. I'm sure people will find 100 arguments not to like it. I guess one probably argument would be, well, if you want that, why not just get a real one? I think this is as real as you get. It's custom made. I think he's putting a lot of heart and design into this. It looks damn near identical to me. It's not made of like wood. It's like aluminum steel or whatever, and you're not going to find a better price. I don't think. These things aren't cheap, guys. I didn't even think a base was going to come with it. I find it just fine. Someone had an issue with the coin receptors. Personally, I think they're ignorant. If you've never been over there, you don't know what these things look like and how slender they are. I think it's just fine. People will argue about the stools. I get it. Why would the fuck would you spend up to $300 for 2 stools? Once again, I think Jay's point is to bring the damn it, lost my words, but bring something that's as accurate as possible to your house. If you were to go and say, hey, I want the real deal and buy these chairs, these are like $250 each. The Sega arcade stools. Say GameStop pre-order is perfect example. Exactly. It allows you to exactly. That's exactly it. If they're gonna ship this as is to you, I mean, let's be real. You're looking at minimum of $200 to $400. So you might as well just slap $500 extra on there just to cover your bases. I know it's a big stretch. I don't see it being more than 5, but it's definitely gonna be a couple hundred, if not more, depending on where you're at. Hey, brother, man, I want that bar top and base. I'm fine with the price on the combo, but I'll be giving my money prop soon to At Games. Yeah, I think that's the big thing, Shotgun. We were just talking about that. I've seen a lot of insults for either At Games, which are unwarranted, or a lot of insults for, Nova Blast are unwarranted. And I question people's ethical premises for it, because I honestly think it's exactly what I was talking about earlier, which was this is a classism thing of, I don't like a product because I either can't afford the product, I just don't simply own the product. Because either way, not gonna sit here and tell me if I was to get the At Games pinball for free or run of this for free, I wouldn't be sitting here and enjoying life owning it, because I'm gonna take it. So I don't have any hate for these products at all. I think a lot of times it ends up becoming what myself and Will was saying earlier in the show was it becomes like a console war with these people. It's okay to say, hey, I can't afford it, I'm gonna wait a little bit later. So for me, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy the base. I think this would go perfect on top of on the bottom of my slot machine. I own a slot machine. It's a what do you call it? Cowboy Bebop theme slot machine. I'm gonna put that sucker right here. at least temporary until I get this top. And then later in the year, when my finances are good to go, I'm gonna go for the bar top. Chairs, I don't know. I need some back support. But once again, if you want that nostalgia, if you have it, these are the chairs, guys. These are the actual chairs and model that came with these machines in the arcade. These are Sega arcade chairs. And that's another ignorance. I screenshot this, Mo. I promise you. Somebody who I think they were shitting on it on the IRK forums. Go figure, right? They were shitting on this product, and someone said something like, "I don't care about the Sanwa," or some bull crap on this product. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, did you just really insult the product because it has Sanwa in it? Like the premiere of like the go-to? What is wrong with people? Yeah, that's a good idea, man. And then, you know, let other people find out if it's good or not, right? Yeah, man. I can see it's modular. I mean, it's pretty base, the screen, and I wouldn't see why they couldn't add a trackball to this. And it's pretty open. You're looking at a machine, you can pretty much drop anything in. Granted, you're going to want the trackball on the control deck itself, but that doesn't mean that you can't add your own trackball. You can get a GRS trackball, brother. Add it to the side if you want. So there's still options. Granted, I'm sure you want it true to life and everything incorporated, but don't forget that if you still want to play your trackball games, nobody's saying you can't, because you can still add the trackball. Look at it like this. If you get an authentic Vuelix cap here in the States, it's going to be 2,000 at least. Exactly. So why not get it for the theme you want? Let's be real. Since the MSVX, Unico has been standing up to its name. They're a reputable company that puts out reputable products. I don't see the hate. Candy caps too if you get lucky. Exactly. If you get lucky. This is it. I asked Jay on the show, why? Why the candy cap? And he was blunt. Because nobody else is doing it. Why not? Thank you, brother. Right? I'm kind of scared to sit on him too. I'm like, nah. But the thing about it is, still, these are here. You know what? Why am I'm gonna put it in Sega arcade chairs. I'll pull them up. I mean, shit. On this one, I just pulled up. They're like $300. They're a little longer. I don't know if this is authentic or not on this one, but I'm just going to show you the pricing of just even get close to the theme of this shit. Let's see here. Present. Share this. Share this tab instead. All right. You know, just to even get close. This one's got a little back thing. But you can see it's close to it here. That's the thing. It's not like he was off at all about what he's trying to bring. This would have been cool. Because they come in different colors. Like I said, I don't know about this one, but one I did see that was considered authentic. They were going for like $250 each. But yeah, full circle. I'm gonna find this from my memory for At Games. The Addams Family Pinball Machine was supposed to be a 5,000 limited edition run, and that was the whole point to the placard, which I've showed you. There is a placard that is numbered. So to see it now changed is bogus. And the fact that I even would know the number was accurately 5,000, it didn't just come from out of my asshole. I read it somewhere. I'm gonna find it. But I think it gets a little upsetting is that when I have receipts upon receipts, and I'm glad I do this in real time, that people still question. And it's, you don't have to bind and follow somebody, and I recommend you don't. Always do your own research. Trust but verify. But actually do it. I spend a lot of time doing my research, but if you're not going to do time to do your research as well, then, I don't see the argument. If I think I'm right, I'll try to prove myself wrong, because that's what critical thinkers do. Like, hey, man, I don't think you're right about this. And I'll go research why I'm wrong. But a lot of people don't put the energy into that. I'm not going to put the energy on why I'm wrong in this, because I know for a freaking fact I got it somewhere. So I'm going to put my energy on finding it and dropping those receipts for you, as I normally do. The facts are, if you ordered the At Games upgrade and you canceled, which many of us did, you were given a guaranteed $50 receipt and a guaranteed delivery date by December 31st. The buck has been moved to February. If you want to keep your order, that's so be it. But for those that are not satisfied with that response, they should be offered a refund. And guess what? At Games said they were going to offer a refund. And they lied, because I asked for mine, because they moved the date, the promissory date. And they said no. So I sent all this information with the facts, with the receipts, with the documents of these dates to my bank. And so far, I've been awarded my chargeback. It's going to be up to At Games to prove that everything I sent was not right. And they're going to have to articulate why 6 to 8 months after the fact, I don't have a product in my hand. So good luck with that. Because we'll pull up the crap with where they said they were going to do, let's see, feed channel. They're going to give us a refund. And this is why I real time do this crap, so that I document. I like documenting, because then I can just pull it back up. So then we don't have these gaslighters stating, oh, no, that's not what was said. Because that's bull crap. And I don't think that's right. And then when something is proven, the buck keeps getting moved. I don't think that's right either. Keep moving the goalposts over and over and over. Well, they didn't say that. Well, here's the proof they said it. Oh, well, that's not what they meant. Well, here's where they meant it. Stop. Just stop. Also, if you're in the influencers groups and you're shilling to the point where you're just being negative, you probably should stop too. I get it. You got marching orders, but don't come for me. Especially if I know you're in the groups. Because that's not cool. Let's see here. Videos. Let's see, At Games. Where is it? Damn, this shit was a long time ago, huh? Was it so far back that it is? Damn, what the fuck was it under? That's crazy. I can't even find it. Either way, did a whole fucking video telling them that, thanks for offering a refund if that's true. And it wasn't true. So not only you're not getting back your refund, they're liars. They keep changing the date. I know you're not, because I've seen everybody who's in it. I know. I eyes and ears, buddy. I know. But I don't know. Don't try to gaslight the community if someone's speaking the truth. I believe you. I knew there was a refund to be offered, but forgot about the dates. So this is why I've been hearing negative. Yeah. So, and I got no hate against At Games, man. I got their products. I like At Games products. I had an issue with the gaslighting because things were supposed to go well. We started up a whole At Games Legends group just to shill At Games, you know. So where's the hate? The problem is the supporters, because you know they're gonna get their way, you know, and we lose out, and it's ethical. Why? I don't find it fair at all, especially if the dates keep getting moved, and I get irate at gaslighting. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically based off of like a movie where the dude would, you know, let's say I have a remote here, and then every day this remote will slowly move, right? And it was slowly moving because I'm the one who's moving it. And then your spouse or significant other goes, "Did that remote move?" And you go, "No, I don't know what they're talking about." That's gaslighting, you know, and it got popularized and whatnot. So stop, because they got the pictures, got the receipts, the dates are there. This isn't some fucking conspiracy. Just all At Games has to do is just be transparent. Guys, there's a shipment error. People are gonna love you for speaking the truth, but you know these are the facts. Please bear by. You know we're doing everything we can. You know, or spin it. You know we're doing this to make the product better. Blah 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 blah. But no, it was a clusterfuck, and because you know these people can't, you know, look bad, they send out their army and then go, well, this is the pitch. You know, this is the pitch to combat you, or, you know, combat people like me who is speaking out going, hey, wait a minute, that's not the original date. And if I'm doing something reasonable, like, well, can I at least change my order? And you say, no, well, fuck you. And then if you seriously think you're allowed to keep my money, I don't give a fuck what it said. You know, you got to think about people around the world. You don't know if I got a brain injury or a disability or anything. You just can't keep somebody's fucking money because the small print said otherwise. We didn't sign a fucking contract, guy. You know, that's not how that shit works. There's a lot of errors in his business model. Like, just give me back my money. Right? Are you saying the post 4 days ago is different from what was said before? No different from when you said Arlene was wrong and she was right. You know, if I spoke to a tuber who I know is in those groups, and I go, you know, Arlene, who is basically like in charge of the brick, you know, vice president or whatever, right? And she sitting here and she's telling us X, Y, and Z. And then she's confirming that orders are going to be delayed. This is when the fiasco started, right? Then it was Army sent out to counter her and say she's wrong. You know how fucking insulting that is? How the hell are you going to tell a woman of her stature she's wrong on fucking anything? Who the hell are you? How do you know? Because she's in charge. She's the one who sends the orders. She's the one you have to go through to get these orders. Like, know her place and know your place. So then I send them, you know, the thing, and they go, well, P. Gay personally told me. And I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? Nicely. Why are you being sent? Why are you being told firsthand information, but the person who's in charge of a whole fucking country orders isn't getting the information? Oh, I don't know. Man, come on. You guys serious right now? That the person who's in charge of North America's shipment to a whole fucking country doesn't have the facts, but Mr. YouTuber is? Got it? Come on. People sound silly. I mean, are we serious right now? You see where I'm coming from? So then her integrity is being attacked, which I find bullshit. And that's not okay. And then we're sitting here quoting her, and then we're right. Just like every fucking thing else, we're right. And we're not coming at this with some vendetta shit. We made a shill group to shill on behalf of the company, but we're going to keep it truthful. See, there's a difference. You can ethically influence, speak on the truth, like Wagner, you know, XYZ. It's the problem is if I see the CEO's talking points get put in this stuff, and then I see quote unquote pasting getting sent out, I now know you're full of shit because these aren't your own words, you know. And then, you know, it's just wrong, and I don't. It's not cool. Can you read that post? I don't know what dates are you talking about, Carl? I just know that I've already showed you that if you pre-ordered, at least to the people who pre-ordered, which I did, the CPU, you're guaranteed to be in the first wave. And the first wave is December 31st, not February. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Do you know the date you're talking about? Also, Carl, I did a whole video where I posted up the thing saying, you know, talking about if it's not by XYZ, they're going to offer you a refund. So, yeah. Are you ready to look silly again? Are you telling me that because they didn't mention refunds in that post that I don't have evidence to reflect that they have they're not offering refunds at all? Sean, you're not going crazy. It's real. December 31st is the date. But you have folks here saying, no, we can't all be wrong, bro. I've already showed the receipts that December 31st was the date originally. And then they also promised the date in an email confirmed. Also, yes, they confirmed there was going to be a refund. I did the video. It's online. It's on my YouTube. And I posted the screenshot of them offering the refund by XYZ. No, there's no language, man. See, well, okay, let's I'll dial it back, right? Let's take your premise and say the language is confusing. Let's go with that. Don't you think that's a problem? Why should anything be confusing? Let's play that card. It's confusing. People aren't able to use reasonable assessment. Why are they using confusing language? How ethical is it to right? There we go. So that alone, even so, we'll just go with that. Why is there confusing language? I find that deceitful because there should be no confusing language. There shouldn't be where I debate yay or nay, that we're even debating that we thought this or thought that. There should be nothing open for interpretations, because when people pull stunts like that, they can easily say, well, that's not what I meant, you know? And I find that very deceitful because they can just keep moving the buck, and they have. You know what I mean? And it's just not good practice. And it makes me feel extremely guilty if I want to purchase their product, which sucks because I want to. but I'm not finding what they're doing here okay at all. And I'm new to the scene. Like, guys, I just created this YouTube in April. From what I've seen, I was like, dang, I've only been here around that long. And my first arcade system was the iArcade. So I don't know any of the backstory on AtGames or Arcade 1-Up or all this other silly crap. I just know that I wanted a Addams Family unit, and I was going to get the Addams Family unit because it was going to be a limited edition run at 5,000. I didn't just make that up in my head. I don't do that. You know, I screenshot everything. And I even showed you the placard, which is common sense. The placard is numbered, number 1, 00001. It's numbered that way because for each unit made, they're going to put a number down. It's not going to say number 27,991. No, it's going to be 1 through 5,000. You know, actually, I might have type in the number 5,000 on my search here. See if that pops up in my chats. See, search messenger 500. Enter. Nothing. Damn it. I'm gonna find that sucker because I'm not gonna be bamboozled. But yeah, that was supposed to be limited edition, and now they're saying it's not limited edition. So why would you have a placard? Let's go with that. Let me dial it back. Why would you have a numbered placard? What are number placards for? Someone tell me, please. Because last I checked, a number placard was to reflect something was limited. You know, just like anything else. You get a Hasbro toy and it's got a placard on it with a number. It's to show you that, hey, you got number 250 out of the 8,000 ever made. You know? It's deceitful. Which would be satisfactory. If you want to keep your Addams Family, you should be able to keep your Addams Family and be 1,000% happy. I was 1,000% happy at the improvements that they made on Addams Family. I'm glad that they changed the placard placement. I'm glad that they centered the door, which people were also gaslighting on, trying to say it was already centered. I'm sorry, Wagner, but you did it too. I love his reviews. I think he's one of the best in the game. But when I saw him put what he put up, it was definitely something that was not his. He got told to put that up and he did it. So he kind of lost me on there. Otherwise, I love his reviews. I think he's objective. But when he put that on the post, I was shaking my head. Come on, man. That's not just true. So what it was you got like a square, like this. So imagine this is the coin door, like the whole door. And the receptors were off-centered on the door. So they were trying to say that the coins are off-centered on other stuff. Like, no, it's still centered. The frame is the whole coin door. It doesn't matter where the receptors are. The square here is in the middle, flushed, centered. That's the coin door. What they did was they chopped the sucker, made it into a little mini rectangle, and then they shifted it all the way to the other side and go, well, that's the way it is. No, mofos, that's not how it is. You gotta center the whole frame. I ordered factory installed the SSF that will delay my order, but yeah, exactly. I mean, have fun with it, man. I want you to enjoy your item and be happy. What I was not happy with is, okay, let's be real, Carl. Were you ever, doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, we're going to talk about the language. Were you ever under the impression that your order, which I assume is the Addams Family, was going to be one of the only ones for a while, that you wouldn't even hear or know about the other items until later down the line, like March or June or something like that? Was that the case for you? Or did you figure you're going to be bombarded with 8 other freaking options before your order finished? As I would like to know. Because the way I read a lot of things, there was insistence on getting it through FOMO, because get it while it's hot, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on the pricing. just to come around a month later and go and drop 4 more items at a price that's cheaper. So I'm exaggerating. The first order was like $900. First wave. I missed it. You know, I'm exaggerating. And you know, then you got wave 2, which is now at $1,200. But then if you now you're stuck mandatory on the 1,200 wave, right? And then 2 weeks later, they're like, hey, we got a brand new, better looking cabinet that's only going to be out a week or 2 after the one you ordered. And guess what? It's going to be at a cheaper price than what you screwed up and ordered at. It's now at the $900 price. Got fucked, bro. Right. Now, I get it. We should never assume. But why did you think that? Was it because you could swear in your head you read certain language that determined that thought process, or did you just assume and you had no right to assume? I personally wanted Addams Family. It's one of my favorite cats. Okay. Anything close would be Star Wars. Yeah. I do like the Star Trek one myself. If they came, I know you said Star Wars though. If they came out with a skin for it, but man, I love horror shit. So I would look great. Yeah, imagine that, man. Like Army of the Dead. I would love that. I want that Attack on Mars. Now I got tables for 50% off the cheapest ALP for a kit offer so far. SF kit was also 50% off, and I honestly expected delays. Right, you said now, but I'm talking about when you said this. Why did you assume? Was it because you, in good faith, thought you read somewhere certain language that made you think that there was going to be pushed out to 2024, or did you just assume that was going to be the case? Now, why would you assume that? I'm pushing these questions for critical response, critical thinking response. That's why I'm asking you these questions. Thank you, fucking Biggie. Carl, acknowledge. I showed you the email. We got other people confirming. This is about the 4th, 5th person that confirmed. This was the date. Okay, fair enough. You assumed. I don't believe I assumed because of the language that was being used. I'm caught off guard right now because this is off the cuff. You know, I didn't make a presentation. I'll try to find it for you guys. But there was a lot of narrative in their language that made you clearly believe that this was going to be a limited run. Get it while it's hot in these waves because the price is going to continue to increase. Now, you're said not until 2024. Between September and now, they released how many SKUs to be projected? That's crazy. And then each one, you know, you missed wave 1 of ordering, you know, 900. Now it's, you know, 1,200. Now it's 1,400, right? And then they come in with another one. Now you're locked in at 1,200 on the first one, but then they got a new one that they just dropped a week after you just ordered this at 1,200 instead of 900, and then the new one that they bring in comes in at 900. So you got screwed. You pre-ordered, so now you lost 200 initially, right? Because you missed the wave order, and then now they're saying you're gonna lose $200 more physically because they're not gonna give you a refund. So you missed out on $400 in savings, and they took 200 of it because a new SKU came out like a week later. That's BS, bro. That's not cool. Because I swear I got stuff where when people ask, you know, and they're like, oh, a person went in, yep. Now I get got that. I'm working, man, so I gotta go. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, man, showing love. Thank you. Always speaking facts. Appreciate you. Thank you. Addams Family was the cheapest one so far in that first, but it was the only one, brother. It was the only cabinet. That was the point. Imagine, Carl, that okay, put yourself in someone else's situations. Say you missed that first wave. The price went up, right? And then just weeks later, they come in with a new SKU, one that you want, and at a lower price, and you can't change. That's deceptive, man. That's not okay. You know, I mean, if I was brand new looking at this now and see what I want, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. But to be the first and then to show that it was going to be, I'm assisting. I'm personally going to double down. And if I find myself to be wrong, I'll openly apologize about it. But I'm going to double down on this. That Addams Family was supposed to be a limited run of 5,000. And it's enforced by the premise that I've proven and showed you that the placard was numbered. No, forget. Let's not think about it like that. Think about the price set. You missed out because hurry up. If you don't get this at this price, it will be higher. I'm exaggerating the prices. Wave 1, $900. Wave 2, $1,200. Wave 3, $1,400. If you don't get this at this price, you will never see this price again. You missed wave 1 because you slacked. You ordered on wave 2, it's $1,200, right? And then less than a week later, they go, surprise! We didn't tell you about this. Here's the next product SKU, and it's gonna be at $900. You're gonna be obviously gonna be like, yo, yeah. Not only do I want to have paid at a lower price, I like the other product better. I don't know what to say about that. I don't think Kickstarter does that at all. Kickstarter usually tells you what you're going to get. Like, you have an option. Kickstarter would normally lay it all out. Like, so if At Games was doing a Kickstarter, they would have all, you know, hey, order this, order that. But that's the thing. It wasn't on the Kickstarter model. You know, when you sign up for Kickstarter, you're signing up, you know, you're saying that you're willing to risk a lot of stuff. And also on Kickstarters, it will tell you if this project is not funded, you know, within this amount of time, you get your money back. Or if this project is not funded, you're not going to get your money back. Like, it tells you. Right. And now imagine if you ordered your Polycade and then less than a week after you ordered your Polycade, he's like, not only do I have the Polycade Sente, but I got the Polycade Sente Plus, and it's going to be at the same price that you just ordered your Polycade at. And no, you're not going to get your pre-order money back. I'll be pissed. And that's what happened. You know, it was a crowdsourcing campaign, and I think that's deceptive to me. But what At Games did, is it a business model that can work to get people's money? Absolutely. Do I find it ethical? Absolutely not. So as a consumer, shame on you, At Games. You know, as the guy who got your, you know, their money, whatever. But look, cashbacks don't work just because you ask the bank for your money back. They have to investigate, and then they have to go, no, you don't get your money back because what they did was legal. You know, so you know what I mean? There has to be a reason that they take back their money, because they have the right to go, no, he signed this document. He said he's going to give us the money and he's not going to get it back. And if that's the case, if that's the rules, if that's the law, then no, you don't get your money back. But if the bank is saying, yeah, this is a no-go, then clearly they're in the wrong. But yeah. I only got on because I was fucking bored, waiting on the kiddos, and goddamn it, I've been on way too long. Appreciate anybody who came through. I say you guys have a great day. And Carl, when I find that 5,000, I'll make sure to put it up. But yeah, I think it's time to acknowledge that not everything is ethical on the At Games side. Do they have a good product coming out? Absolutely. What they're pulling with the fiasco of the the delayed shipments, I think it's deceptive. Is it their fault that the shipments were delayed? Absolutely not. You know, is it their fault that they're being deceptive on saying that Arlene was not telling the truth? Yeah, that's fucking foul. And I don't find the lack of transparency ethical at all. But you guys have a great day. Peace.